We're live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Titan Series, Week 2. It's the Premier Division, and we're back at it again. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Powerbag. I'll be your host tonight for our show, and we've had some great action across the Titan Series so far in PUBG Mobile. Week 1 was a banger, and we also are now into Week 2 with the Challengers on Tuesday nights each week. I'm super excited that you're joining us here tonight, and I think we should probably explain what the heck is going on. In case you're not familiar just yet, we're going to get you familiar. Got a little explainer prepped for you right now to teach you more about the Titan Series. Let's roll it.
This is the Titan Series, mobile gaming's ultimate esports showcase. In PUBG Mobile Season 0, teams will battle for ultimate battleground supremacy and a prize pool that stands at $2,000. Each Titan Series season is 4 weeks long, and teams will play in 2 divisions, the Premier Division and the Challenger Division. Both Premier and Challenger teams will play in the Qualifier stage that spans the first 3 weeks of the season. From there, the top 12 teams from the Challenger Qualifiers will join the bottom 4 teams from the Premier Qualifiers to play in Week 4's Challenger Finals. In the Challenger Finals, anything can happen, as the top 4 finishers will join the Premier Qualifiers top 12 in the Premier Finals later on in Week 4. The prize pool will be divided amongst the top 3 teams in the Premier Finals, and the top 12 Premier Finals teams will be guaranteed a slot in next season's Premier Division. In the Titan Series, the stakes are always high, as teams have the ability to climb up and plunge down the leaderboard. If you think your team has what it takes to compete at the highest level, prove it. Sign up to play by visiting titanseries.gg. You can also stay up to date with your favorite teams, look up detailed team and player statistics, and even grab custom Titan Series player cards to share with the community. This is the Titan Series, forged in fire.
We are back in studio, and I'm excited, man. This format is fresh. It's fun. There's always something to play for. The Challenger teams can literally win in Premier. All they got to do is go out and show up on the battlegrounds. And the Premier teams, well, they're supposed to be the best in the land. So they'll have an opportunity to climb their way up the leaderboard and win that $2,000 prize pool. I'm stoked about it. But last week, Week 1, we had a bunch of action. I want to recap the scores before we bring on our guest today. That way, where these teams are currently sitting, who's got a lot that they need to prove this week. But let's go ahead and show one leaderboard. So after 1 week of play, Young Kings Global sitting in our top overall spot with 43 total points. The top 3 is Nova and Dauntless as well. MEZEXIS, another key team from last week with that spectacular first game chicken dinner by Remix, who was also our player of the week. Those are your top performing teams after 1 week of play. Everyone else has some work to do, but I will key in at that number 12 and 13 line. The top 12, again, qualify straight away to the Premier Finals, and the bottom 4 have got to go prove it in the Challenger Finals. So that's where we stand today. It is time, though, to bring on our guests. Would love to bring on my co-host and casters for today. We've got not only Hot Jukes, we've also got Mustache Dave, and they are live with us in studio. Dave, Hot Jukes, what is going on, gentlemen?
What's happening? What's happening? Day number 2, week 2, right, of the Titan Series Premier League. I'm so stoked to be here, as always. Thank you for bringing me on. Dave, how you feeling?
Hey, I'm doing good, man. Talking to a couple players before today's matches. They are pumped up. They're looking forward to another day here of the Titan Series, fellas.
Heck yeah, I'm excited about it, Dave. Hot Jukes, I'm excited to watch you guys cast, as it is fun for me, as I know it is for the audience as well. We do have another special guest, though, for this week, and that is none other than our analyst for the series. That is Neptura. Neptura, welcome to the desk. So great to have you here. And I can't wait to hear a little bit about what you thought about the Titan series in week 1. What were you thinking? Give us a little bit of rundown of what you saw on the battlefield in week 1.
I mean, what is there not to talk about? I mean, it's been such a great week coming into it. I've been so excited to see what has been going on with these NA teams. Something I'm not really all that familiar with, but what a great introduction to the region. I've been loving it. Some of my favorites, honestly, were like SLR. The day was kind of rough for them, but that first match showed so much talent, such good reading of the room, in terms of that one push, that one third party in the first Erangel. Love to see that. And YKG as well, their mentality is going to be really good coming into this, being on the top of that leaderboard. And they had such good, just a great all-around team. So really loved seeing that from them. So some really, really good stuff coming into week 2. Phoenix has, well, honestly, another love coming in here because I'm a rotation flank kind of girl, and they have that down really, really well. So they have a lot more to offer, and I think we're going to be seeing a lot of that coming into week 2. So I'm super, super excited to see what we've got going on. I think a lot of these teams are going to be so interesting. So good. And with Vikendi coming in as well, there's a little bit more variety coming in, a little bit of the unknown. Can't wait to see what we've got going on, guys.
Well, you summed it up perfectly. I saw some insane grenades in week 1. I'm wondering if those are going to play a big role here in week number 2. I got to put you guys on the spot, though. We'll make this some more go on, but I'm going to start with you, Neptura. Who do you have your eye on this week? Who is going to shine brighter than the rest of the teams in week number 2? Give us a name. Is there anyone you got your eye on?
You know what? I think I'm going to go. It's between 2 for me, honestly. I think Execute, first of all, saw some really, really good stuff. I mean, obviously, we all know who they are, but really good stuff. They got some great synergy, and this extra week to continue that synergy and get even better. I think they're going to be really good tonight. Also, Phoenix, like I said, love their kind of their rotations and their flanks and their strategies in terms of that. So if we could see just a little bit of a tighter line from Phoenix in terms of those one-on-one fights, I would love to see them really come forward tonight.
Amazing. Mustache Dave, I'm coming to you. Who you got? Who's going to be the brightest flame burning after week 2?
Love it. I love it. Great question. First of all, right there, I was praying. My prayers have been answered. Vikendi back in competitive PUBG Mobile, baby.
Let's go, baby.
I've been typing emails almost weekly. Finally answered. So I'm looking forward to that. A couple players also. They had the scrims yesterday. Water zones, they're a thing, Hot Jukes, back in the day. We're bringing it back, baby. But to answer the question here, I'm thinking Dauntless. This team has been playing together for about 3 to 4 months. They were looking really well-oiled last week. And just looking at TitanSeries.gg, Dauntless is up there at the top when it comes to eliminations per game as well. And that was one of the main topics last week, is eliminations are key in this structure of this tournament.
They really are. Jukes, got to go to you, my friend. We've heard Dauntless. We've heard in between 2 from Neptura. Give us one, Jukes. Who are you going with?
Okay, there's one team in particular I'm keeping my close eye on, right? And I'm not going to say their name, but I'm going to say that I want to see this squad take shacks, okay? I want them to commit to the shack, all right? If you see a team in there, eject them out of there immediately. Yeah. And if you do not know who I'm talking about, watch the last game of last week.
That's a great callback, my friend. You guys can check or the link if you missed last week. Make sure you go watch that after we're done tonight. I know who you're talking about, but if I'm going to throw out a team, I was actually had my eye on Dauntless as well, putting out a ton of damage. I believe they lead all teams in damage output right now. Klaus kind of leading the way for Dauntless, but I'm going to go right now with the front runners. We're going to go with Young Kings Global. They have newly put together roster, looking really solid. A lot of OG names there, and we'll be keeping an eye on the Young Kings kind of moving forward. But yeah, that kind of wraps up my prediction, I guess, for this week number 2. We'll see if they can stay up at the leaderboard. I was hoping to not go with the front runners, try to be a little less safe, if you will. Map schedule, though. Let's talk about that. First and foremost, you guys mentioned Vikendi, but that's not where we're starting. We're starting on Erangel, which is the tried and true classic PUBG mobile map. We're dropping in hot here in just a few minutes, as you can see, but then we'll take it to Miramar and Vikendi, which will have Mustache Dave and Hot Juice cast. Very excited that you get to cast Vikendi. I know that's probably something you're excited about as well, but then we'll wrap up on Erangel here to close things out towards the end. But with Vikendi being back introduced into that competitive cycle, you can see this at PMPL and other PUBG Mobile Pro Circuit types of environments. Vikendi is something we got to get some practice on. Since the pro teams have touched that map. Jukes, let me ask you, my friend, any tips that you can give to some of these players as a former pro player yourself for Vikendi? What are we looking at here strategy-wise?
But make sure you have that jacket on first, right? But second, you got to really make sure that you're committing to a certain particular drop location. And when it comes to where that circle's gonna go, you have to move a lot faster than you think, because Vikendi is kind of like that hybrid. It kind of has that Miramar feel, but at the same time, it's enough space to where you got to get moving quickly. So the second that zone goes, and if it hard shifts, switch on, cover that zone, go on that hard shift side, and you should be fine.
Amazing. I would love to go to the standings one more time from last week. I want to take a little peek at it here, and want to look at some of the mid-tier teams right now, because the real line that we're looking at right now is that number 12, number 13 spot. So that is kind of where we want to take a look. Jukes, we've got K19 and BOPE in 12 and 13th right now. They're tied. We've got Golden at 13. Give us one of those teams that you're feeling a little bit nervous for.
Honestly, I'm feeling really nervous for BOPE. I mean, I thought that they were going to be able to put themselves in a better position. I was kind of expecting them in that 6th, 7th place. But, week one, to start off where they're at, I think that right now they know what the format's like. They know how to get those points. It's elimination. So they got to definitely pick up the pace. Pick up the pace.
Totally understand. So, Neptura, I'm so excited to have you with us today. We're going to send you off here for the moment, but we'll have you back after each of our games today to break down the action for us. We'll have the replays. We'll have everything ready to break down, and so excited to continue to improve this broadcast week over week. I want to talk really quickly about signups. I've been asked so many times, how can I participate in the Titan Series? The good news is the Challenger Division will be open for registration, but that will happen this first ludes. So near the end of season 0, we're looking at around March 20th. You'll have the ability to register your team. You could do it only at titanseries.gg. So make sure you go to the website, bookmark it, check back off, and follow us on social media everywhere at TitanSeriesGG. And that will give you a great opportunity to get involved for our technically first inaugural season when we break into season 1. But without further ado, it is time to go to our first game, but we might have difficulties, so stand by for just a moment. Jukes, really quickly.
Okay,
Erangel, I want one location on the map. Give me a end circle that you would most want to see here.
Woo-wee. I've been saying this since the beginning of time, right? I want to see a Zarky finish in competitive. It's been my dream. Every single time that zone goes in that direction, I'm like, please, because I never get to see it. I think out of my whole entire PUBG Mobile career, I have played a Zarky zone, I think twice, So to see one in a competitive match, that is on my bingo card, and it has been left open for far too long, PB. Can it happen today?
Heck yeah. Well, it is time to get to our first match. We are good to go. Teams are flying in. Get a little preview of the map right now, courtesy of the AMG production team. Kudos, guys. Dave, we'll see you off for now. Back for game number 2. But as mentioned, follow us on social media everywhere at the Titan Series. And we will be seeing you there. Feel free to read all of our stuff, engage, share, etc., so we can get some more visibility on this series. Well, we are just about to hop in now to our first game, and Jukes, it is time. The flight path dead center coming from the northwest down to the southeast. If I had to give my spot of what I would want in zone, I want a water circle in the southern part of the military base on those islands. I want to see a fight for the islands.
Oh my goodness. Getting started with the water circle shenanigans. I mean, hey, you know what? I don't mind it. I don't mind it. You know that we're going to see a water zone in Vikendi because that is pretty much on brand for Dave and I, right? Every time we casted one, it was always a first zone, half water. So that's what I'm looking forward to then. But you know what? I wouldn't mind seeing one now.
Wow. Just like that. Ask and you shall receive.
It's in.
We have a zone in the water on the first circle. That's incredible. Let's see if it keeps shifting further west. But man, you gotta think Execute's pretty happy with this zone up at that Zarky area.
That's right. That's right, Dave. Because they heard me. They had the feeling. They had the Zark sensation. That's what it's called. The Zark sensation.
They didn't hear me. That those islands are far out. And looks like the teams down south, like MEZEXIS and Phoenix, will have to loot and scatter because that zone's going north, baby. It might be Center Island, might be going north, but that's where it's at.
Definitely. So maybe even take a boat here at this point. I don't think we'll see a bridge camp here at this level. So, I mean, I think they're going to be relatively safe. But still, anytime you are looting down south and have a zone like this, you got to get moving pretty quick. Or you can dance after you loot. Or you could dance.
Or you can just float, man. Look at Steve-O here. WUMAVI. Steve-O highlighted last week, really playing the role of a Mekin in match number 1 last week. Ate some nades, but he totally redeemed himself later on in like match 3. So Steve-O flying in still here, and you can see the Young Kings on the ground already with Joey looting up down below.
Already on the move, baby. On the move. Man, I gotta say, I love this new format. This new point system is just amazing. It's incredible. It's gonna make these teams pick up the pace and heat things up a lot faster. And honestly, I've been saying this forever. You know, North America has needed an event like this for so long. Titan Series, AMG have delivered. This is that time for them to put in that work, right? And start getting used to this format here and now.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate the nice words. We're doing our best to keep it, you know, as closely aligned as possible to the major tournaments like PNPL, you know, all the acronyms. Basically, insert the 2 letters afterwards here. Yeah, man. So like, we want to keep it pretty consistent. The thing that excites me is, you know, we've gotten what we've done completed so far, but I feel like we're only like 10% of the way there, man. There's so much more to come. So many more things that we're going to add to this community and to what we're building. That I'm just incredibly excited to have everybody along for the ride, and really excited that the players, most specifically, are having a good time so far. You know, it's been great fun, and the level of play so far has been really good too. Last week, you know, I wasn't sure what to expect, you know, in a unofficial tournament, but really, man, oh man, people brought their A games last week, came to play, and we got some really memorable moments straight away.
Oh yeah, we definitely did. We had a nice, you know, Ferry Pier finish on that first zone, which I do love to see, you know. But now it's week 2. The teams, like I said before, right, they had that Hot Jukes excuse card, right? First game, new point system, new this, new that, new series, new teams. All right, I'll give you a little bit of an excuse punch, right? But now week 1's over. This is week 2, baby. They know what they need to do. They should have been doing their homework. They should have that plan. They should have that strategy, especially for those players that are looking for a big team to possibly move on to those greater stages later on. And honestly, the way, I mean, it's so crazy for me to hear what you said about, you know, this being, you know, 10, 20% so far. I mean, you know, 10, 20 is like most people's 110. I can't wait to see what 70% looks like, Dave, PB.
Hey, man, I'll be Dave all day long if you want me to be. It's all good. It's all good.
I saw the mustache coming in.
Yeah. We're working on it over here. I don't know if we'll ever be the killer caterpillar that Dave's got going on, but we're working on it. Got a little aerial here headed over Yasnaya. We've got the paint as well as K19 looting up. Poppy Sour got his gear, and they're just about ready to roll out here. But I want to echo what you said about the point system, Jukes. Really exciting games and teams taking fights mid-game that didn't happen in the past. It was more of a angling for rank and for late game play, and now people are realizing that, you know, just a few eliminations really makes a tremendous difference in the overall standings. And, you know, there are some teams that have really done super well. You can look at the Challenger division where, you know, literally the eliminations by some of those teams down there have them very high on the leaderboard, and they haven't even performed all that well rank-wise. So, you know, I think the Premier teams can take some notes there and really keep up that level of aggression.
Gotta agree. Gotta agree. This is something I've been saying for a long time. I've been wanting to see teams be a lot more active in that early mid game, right? Try to hunt down that third party. And I had a big feeling this was going to be the season of third parties. And I think that we started to see it a little bit last week in week number 1. Week number 2, I'm expecting a lot of the same. Is for these teams, like right now, looking at Dope, I don't really like what they're doing right now. I mean, yeah, I understand.
I was just going to say
that.
that.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think about that?
I don't know. I was looking at this. I'm like, it's awfully early in the game to be posted up here. I feel like they could be gathering a bit more information and more loot, to be honest. Unless they looted super fast and they're all fully kitted, everything good. Like, it's pretty early in the game to be perched. But the only thing that I will say is that we are stage 1 on the circle, and we did have an like western north shift on the circle. So maybe actually is a good spot to get to early, because if anything, it's certainly high ground. We can give them that much.
Yeah, you know what I want to see is I want to see a lot more squads do their homework and look at where the other teams are dropping and find their rotational pathing. Because if you really have that down pack, I guarantee you all the T1 teams in Asia, they do for sure. But it looks like we may have, I'll get back to that in a second, because it looks like we're starting to get into some action here, PB.
We are indeed. It is cracking off now. Here it is. Nova going up against the Golden Eagles. It's under the dome. Fires back, gets some damage in, but goes down. And the quick flush out from Nova. They're on the board first here in week 2.
Man, didn't even stand a chance right there. Can Kindness make something happen? He's got to be careful for those nades coming. Beowulf does have one cocked back. Here comes the rest of Nova, looking to help support Kindness. But they know this is a 4v3. Look at how Nova always does this 3-1 off play strat. I want to see where GK first is going to decide to go. Is he going to try to go behind and get an off angle, or is he just going to send it with the squad?
I love this right now. This is exactly what Tyler's aggressive play. Nova picking up the early knock and finish, knowing it's a 4v3, and they are down to push this fight. There's nowhere this team can go, as the compound here is kind of out in the middle of nowhere. So they're going to numbers and just methodically work through. You can see KK Love pushing Baby Tang. Baby Tang down to just a few HP as Nova are running through the Golden Eagles.
See ya. DBS in hand. Just beautifully done here by Nova. And you see Nova is a squad that's doing exactly what I was talking about, right? Is getting in that action early, take it out, get some of those early elimination points, and if it doesn't go well for you, you can move. But I like the fact that Nova really committed to this fight quickly and to finishing it quickly, because look, even though they did that pretty fast, there's already shots coming their way.
They lost a player in this skirmish, dropping in. First Frost able to pick up a knock and a flush on Nova, caught outside.
Wow.
And just like that, Nova picks up a squad wipe, 4 points, but also are shorthanded moving on. I think they'll take the trade. 4 points in exchange for 1. They could have lost 1 with a quick flush in that heads-up engagement with the Golden Eagles. Unfortunately, they'll lose 1 to SLR, but just like that, multiple teams getting into it. Young Kings also scoring a couple of points early on, and we saw the Chosen get into it with them as well.
You know what I'll say is I'll say that Nova will take the lesson more than anything, right? Just understanding that, hey, even though we got that fight done really quickly, we cannot be lazy even for a second. We can't be just running down the open, healing. No, smoke out or get into a building under some cover and make those plays. Otherwise, just like that, you're going to have one player down and out.
We took a peek at that first zone as we were talking about before. The circle getting ready to shut here, and I'm really curious to see what this next circle does. But we can see right now there's a bunch of teams, and this is something I wanted to kind of point out. We're seeing this a lot strategy-wise. Teams and vehicles and being fairly aggressive with a scout or a point person going to discover what is going on over the ridge. You saw Nova peek up to that housing compound up there and actually drive right up next to somebody from SLR. They've got an interesting split right now. You can see SLR has gone 2-2, and Nova trying to feel it out right now and figuring out where they either need to get to safety or whether they can engage.
Yeah, if Nova recognizes that this is the same squad, I guarantee you they're going to push 4v2, or actually it's going to be 3v2 in this situation and overwhelm them. So you can see them hunting down like a shark in water, but it looks like the Panthers do catch one of the members from Wall Street Bets out of the vehicle. This is always the hardest part of competitive right here, is these rotations, trying to get somewhere safe and at the same time putting yourself in a spot where the next zone is going to go. Joey, one of my favorite players on the planet, putting some good work here on the Chosen.
He's going after Gajier, and Gajier is really talented. He's a very, very good player on the Chosen's roster. And you didn't clip him going up that. He was kind of hung out to dry. You got to be concerned with the shots they're going to be coming in return. Starting to fire back now against the Young Kings. And as we take a peek over to 24K, trying to scope out their next spot and bringing in a little bit of support here in case they have to fight this off.
Yeah, just trying to get themselves set up. Ruins is always a really finicky place to put yourself in because it's really hard to rotate out of with vehicles. There's just so many different little lays of the land. But these guys are pros, right? They're able to navigate themselves out of here. Joey is trying to look for a better spot. I wonder if he's trying to take that little divot right there besides Everest. But he is committing to a very, very deep rotation. Hopefully he's able to find something right now or some kind of information for his squad. But, you know, right now we're looking at the Young Kings. They did lose Chico early, so that's going to be tough for them. But they're in a pretty good position on the leaderboards, so they have a little bit of room to breathe.
Absolutely. Get Nova cracking off early. Elam losing a member early on. But the teams that have also been busy are also down some men. We got Young Kings with 1 down and the Chosen losing 2. We've all of our other favorites in Dauntless with all they did in week 1. Also, remember, we'll take a peek here at BOPE and see him getting ready for this next circle as it is and resets. Where have we gone? Take a peek at the map here in just a moment.
Northwest, please.
Are fingers crossed?
Oh, they are big time. Look at that skipper, Quan. Check them out. This is one of the, if you were to ask me 2 teams I was going to keep an eye on, the Panthers was going to be the other, right? Because I think that they really underperformed in week number 1. I was looking for them to pick it up here in week 2, but we're not going to get a Zarky finish. Wah, wah, wah.
We still know in. We still got that island. That always makes for a great in-game. It's like, do we crash the water and try to get to that thing or not? And I'm hoping it goes at this point. But whilst unfortunately getting pieced up early on in this one, they've lost 3 members now from long-range fights from all kinds of different directions. And they're making it kind of easy on their competition. They know they're going to try to patch things up and come back strong in game number 2.
Yeah, this one you're going to just try to survive. But that's the problem is that even with this new point system, I mean, how are you going to chance? Even if you survive, what's a 3rd place, you're only getting a handful of points. So it's a lose-lose right now for Wall Street Bets in their position. But I think a lot of these teams are just learning and understanding, hey, how to really fight this because the timing is completely different with this new format. Like Nova, if they would have took an extra minute in that fight, they would have gotten third-partied 100%.
It's a great point. They were able to be very efficient with it, get in, wipe their opponent out, Golden Eagles, and thankfully lost. That could have been a lot worse with Super Lazy Flex shooting in the distance. Here comes the fire in on Trip. Fate looking to connect here from Execute. Not able to do so. And he's going to rejoin his team, but Fate has position. I wonder if he knows he's going up against the whole squad here.
Yeah, I wonder if Fate's going to try to hold this spot right here and just gatekeep the rest of BOPE. But BOPE is in the inner side of the circle, so it's going to be kind of tough. I don't think BOPE is going to want to clear this outside just yet. So if I'm Fate, I'm keeping very, very quiet and just trying to sneak up on BOPE. Don't really want to put off too many shots here. You
really don't. We got more Execute support coming in. It looks like there is an availability to take down Trip, and Fate misses this. Unfortunate for him. Looked like I caught him a bit off guard that there was like standing wide out in the open bridge just momentarily, but they were able to get back safely.
Yeah, just like I told you, BOPE had no clue that Execute was there until those shots. And unfortunately, right when Fate shot, it just brought all the attention onto them. So Casper does go down. That's going to really kind of ruin Execute's timing. They are in the inside of the circle, so they do have a little bit of time to kind of figure out where they're going to go next. But it looks like the fight between BOPE and Execute is imminent anytime soon.
You feel like it's got to be pretty close, and you've got the Panthers on the other side kind of holding down another angle, so it feels like it's almost forcing these teams together. Quancho going on the rotation here into the blue. Well, now.
Surprised they didn't go for the tires there. You really want to go for those tires. Or you could just, shoot them in the head. That works too.
They might be able to get a smoke out to save him here. That tree is breaking line of sight.
Pick him up. Just shoot. Oh, I think that's a little bit of a throw. You got to just shoot shots in that direction. And that'll kind of force that player to just unpeak for a little while. Enough time to possibly pick up your teammate.
Suppressive fire, man. It's just like in the movies when Sylvester Stallone runs out there. He's like, hey, yo, dog. cover me. And then they just run out into the hailstorm of bullets, but there's somebody that's holding them down. Well, that somebody holding them down wasn't holding them down this last time, and unfortunately, execute Quancho goes sidelines. He'll have to wait for the next lobby, and ooh, the island's in. Dauntless his head. Look at him. They're already out on the islands.
Woo, Dauntless is in a really good spot here. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the rest of Dauntless kind of take on that underneath bridge position. That's a pretty good spot right there for this next zone, because it's a good place no matter where that circle's going to go. You're going to be pretty centered up no matter what. Yeah, and BOPE with this new zone, they're like, hey, you know what? Let's just get out of here. We don't want to deal with any squad right now. And they are already getting pieced up big time. This is going to be tough.
I don't know what Trip was doing there. He dropped off the vehicle, ran around in 2 circles, and they were just trying to leave. Maybe he's just not the driver.
No, that's a rotational ritual, PB. Sometimes
I
for good
understood.
luck.
It's like grab the nearest baseball bat as the melee, put your nose on it, spin 7 circles, and then what we just witnessed there. Execute off and running, BOPE off and running, and we are trying to secure this next spot in the next stage 4 safe circle. And wow, it's an interesting one because there's really, given the lay of the land, there's not a lot of available spots to hide here.
Not at all. But yeah, BOPE have that same idea of taking that under bridge position. I think they did see one of the members from Dauntless underneath there. So it looks like they're going to hold that spot for just a little bit longer. Phoenix is in a good position. They're at that south side of that circle. But yeah, the rest of the teams here are going to have to press in. Oh, that nade was too close for comfort. Dragon's out of there.
How was that Dolby Digital surround sound nade?
Ouch.
Dragon Baby getting chopped up a little bit. He's like, you know what? Forget this nade stuff. But this is the prime time for another one of those frags to be hailed in from somewhere. Phoenix trying to push their way in here. Ghost on the offensive. I don't think Super Lazy Reflex has even seen who they're fighting at this point, but they are awfully nearby.
Yeah, this is kind of a tough position where they're in right here because it's really difficult to get any kind of information. I mean, this little flat hill is tough indeed. So I want to see one of them kind of do at least a smoke line there, but it looks like they're just going to decide to kind of send it with the vehicle. That's going to be tough.
Absolutely will. Here it is. We got Young Kings. Has a little compound to their name. They're split, though. Like 24K trying to hold down a few different angles here. He's got K19 in his sights. And one team that's been kind of quiet so far, they had the house down at the bottom of Everest for a while, and that was Team Mobile. You can see them kind of up on the ridge side as well. Still looking pretty whole up there, too. Quiet, but in a good spot with a full squad.
Yeah, they got a full squad, but they're definitely starting to feel the pressure now. Here comes Dope. Trying to find an angle on the mobility. Can Robert find it? Looks like he's going to play it safe rather than sorry. Oh, but they get the zone. So now they're big chilling. It's time to stand up and start putting some shots down range.
It really is. Circles are closing. This thing's getting tiny, and plays will have made. Fortunately, Banger takes off the explosion here. Not what he was hoping for. Dope E-spell stated. I don't think that's a real incorporation, but that's what they are called. They are going to hold serve there on their position.
Oh!
And just like that, Dragon Baby goes down as well to the nade. The nades are out. He blows them up. Oof, that's you hate to see it.
You hate to see it. Unfortunately, not able to limit his liability. Neither does his teammate. Yemen busts out the S12K. Puts a couple shots under that buggy. Tries to go in the CQC and cannot get it done. That's going to be tough for him right there. Let's see if Phoenix Esports are able to get in the zone. I really want to see Dope stand up, though, and start getting very aggressive. They have such a strong position.
That was awesome. He hard with S12K that the freaking servers went down. Woo! That was incredible. Freaking nice work indeed. So we've got ourselves shotgun player there, but just like that SLR who was some pressure down, they're out. So back to the lobby with them. MEZEXIS also retires from this one, and Mobility did get back into the fight here, got some action down range, but now they've got one down as well. They're trying to get back into it here as the Panthers rotate by in front of them.
Yeah, I want to see the heat be picked up by these teams with great positions, because eliminations are what really matters here. It's not about just getting first place. What's up, Big Papa?
Speaking of eliminations, man, look at that board over there. Look at Nova.
Woo! 9.
And the Panthers. Panthers are in trouble, though. Down to one member, but they are putting up the elims.
Yes, they are. Nova tried to take that top ridge, but there we go. Finally, Dope standing up saying, "Uh-uh, not today." And I think now they recognize the position they're in, or at least two of their players have. The other two are kind of sitting a little bit more quiet than I'd like to see, as we see one of the members from Nova start to go swimming.
I don't. Did BOPE not see?
Oh,
He didn't. What an incredible shot from KK Love.
gets in the passenger seat, tries to put some shots on the Hot Zada, and he's gonna feel it. So look at that, even getting in the back of the buggy there to pop off a first aid.
Oh, this is incredible. He's got two vehicles to switch between from here. This is so awesome. He drove a vehicle into the water, leaned out at the wired. We're not going to worry about him actually being able to breathe or not. This is what happens. He found another vehicle to heal for. It's incredible.
He must have really good insurance. Nate didn't, though, unfortunately. Hopefully he has that whole life policy. We'll see the rest of the team can make something happen. They've got a lot of kills under their belt, so I think the Panthers are starting to heat things up here. BOPE finally puts themselves on the board. But man, Dope Esports, with all 4 players up, still playing it very quiet with only 1 to their name. They got to start
Young
moving.
Kings. Look at the Young Kings, dead center in the compound. You got to love their spot. Their positioning has been on point this whole game so far. So looking really sharp. Dope, obviously, with a full up there. Dope Esports getting ready to make a move, and you can feel Zuko here feeling the pressure. He's like, I gotta figure something out. I'm kind of pinched.
Well, I mean, they have to make a move now. I mean, they took way too much time. I don't think they have any information either. I think they're just gonna full send it on in here. Quan with the shimmies back and forth, put some shots down range, and then here comes Dope, full sending it here into this ridge line. It is not gonna be good for them, I don't think. What? Maybe not. Making some shots.
What is? Rushie's just content to watch all of this happen. I mean, they drove into a fishbowl, and people are lobbing in dynamite, and they're surviving.
What? Robert with another nade coming down? I cannot believe Dope made that rotation. I can't believe they survived.
How? And this is one of the things that, for me, I feel like this region has to get better at punishing teams for... Oh, wow. Nade in. You guys have guns too, right? Guns? Oh, they do. Thank goodness.
I don't think he used it, though, to get the knock.
No. You don't need to. You just... I mean, if you see somebody in your immediate vicinity, pin. Count to 6, and then throw.
Laser vision. Stare into his soul. Let him know that you have no fear. Bray, gonna have to make this play, though. Hopefully Robert is, even though he's knocked, is able to give his teammate the information, let him know. But he's in a really tough spot, especially with one of the players up here on top. Oh, and there goes Robert. Yeah, Robert does get finished off. So it's just Bray. And looks like he's gonna stick in that passenger seat, buy some time.
Man, the eliminations have been flying off the board right now, and it's really been headlined by 3 teams. Nova, you can see, who has gone out in 6th, got 11 to their name.
Wow.
They've also got Panthers up 9 apiece right now. Panthers are down to 1 player, but BOPE still rocking the squad. I still got to give a nod, though, to Young Kings, though, with that position that they have, fortification of the houses. I feel like Young Kings is their match.
Yeah, they're big chilling right now. They picked the right spot here in this zone. Bray is just sitting in that back passenger seat, throwing nades like crazy. Oh, that one stung. Can Legend survived one more? It looks like he will. But at a certain point, maybe we'll see Bray. I don't think Bray may have anything. Is he going to throw the pan? No way. I wanted to see it.
No way. He's trying to loot.
He's about to go to the lobby. Get careful. That buggy's about to explode. Yeah.
Oh, he did connect. K19 survives into the top 3. Juke's got a top 3 situation going on. 8 remaining. Team of 4. A solo K19 side looking in.
And not just looking in, right? Looking into the zone. He has a great hill. So, I mean, Legend can win this game by himself very easily if he plays his cards right.
He really could. You know, one of the things too is even if he doesn't, if he could just pick off, get a knock and flush that person, that's good enough as moving up a whole nother rank. Because in 3rd, 2nd, 1.
Yeah, but he may be able to steal and thirst some of other people's knocks as well. He's in a great position here because Young Kings is just too busy with BOPE. BOPE with a full squad up with 9 eliminations. They are crushing it this match. Can they hold on though?
Young Young Kings down. Joey on the flank has been injured, removed from the fight, and that will likely be a flush here. BOPE in a 4v2 now. K19's got to be loving this.
Yes, they do. Oh, that one hurt. 24K. May be able to get a little bit of revenge with this nade. He has to play it very carefully, though. That is really pretty well placed. But yeah, no hack saw that coming from a mile away. Does he see this one, though? That's the question.
This is ball game.
Ooh.
Oh, he threw it far. I thought he was going to get a double there.
Oh, he has to full send it.
Oh, they're just going to try to make something happen.
They have no choice. There's only 24 seconds left. If you're going to do something, you got to do it right now. Oh, no hacks! The jumping DBS, not enough.
Goodness.
Podzada.
Fierce taken down, and it is a wipe of Young Kings. It's down to K19 and BOPE.
Legend.
And
Apply
they
the
gotta know
pressure.
where he
Oh,
is
not
at
the
this point.
smoke. Not the smoke. Not the smoke. That ain't gonna be it. That ain't gonna do it. Get aggressive.
I know, man. We already got a solid hill in between you and the enemy. That smoke ain't gonna do nothing.
This is gonna let them know exactly where you were, just in case they didn't. That's for sure.
All right, let's rain some nades down here. Let's see. All right, BOPE just gonna send it. Here they come. Little risky, not gonna lie, but hey, they wrap it up. BOPE taking home game number 1. BOPE with a lot of kills there. That was impressive. Winner chicken dinner goes to the skull of BOPE Esports. So big congrats to them. Man, that was an insane game. The way it kind of started, Nova in on the aggressive super early, but then all the way to the end, those circles were pretty crazy. It looked like it might be going island, river, stream, whatever you want to call it. And then all of a sudden, we're back to just a kind of a normal compound. Jukes, what do you make of game number 1?
Man, the end zone's always a toxic one, right? Because you have to really decide if you're on the north side or south side of that little, water path. Which way am I gonna go? But hey, you know what? We saw, Young Kings take a nice position early on. The one team that I really want to say I want to see some improvement on is got to be DOPE, because they had a really good spot there. I think if they played way more active and just dominated that position, they could have took a bunch of kills and possibly the game. But hey, you know what? To each their own.
Absolutely. It was still a pretty solid performance all the way around from many of the teams today. The early game favorites that we saw, such as Young King, making it all the way to a 3rd place finish with some frags. So pretty excited about that. We're going to go ahead and have a couple other people join the desk here, and we'll talk about game number 1. And I got to throw it to Neptura. Tell us, how do you break down the action in game number 1? We saw what we saw from the caster desk, but enlighten us on, some keys that you saw after that first game.
I mean, there was a lot of stuff actually going on there. I loved it. I want to say, especially with BOPE coming in there, I had kind of been keeping my eyes on them throughout that final phase, and the way they maneuvered that, the way they kind of split themselves up, kind of fought for both zones, used the ground to their advantage. Really loved that coming through. So fully deserved win for them. So that's just one of those things. I love the zone. Love the way it went, all that kind of river action coming in. I just love all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was a very tough zone for so many of these teams, but love to see how they actually ended up using it all. Yeah, you got those replays coming on in. I mean, this was just insane, wasn't it?
Game, Dave. I don't know if you saw Nova, man, but they had some fun clips throughout, starting off here at the compound, getting into it. Then a little third-party action from Super Lazy Reflex. Super Lazy Reflex staying super active, but they ultimately got wiped as well. Phoenix running into a bit of a contest there with them as we take a peek onto MEZEXIS here, going up against Nova. And again, as I mentioned, Nova just crazy active in this one, and I got to give a huge shout out to KK Love with the car play later on. It was super heads up. Love to see it. You always like wondering why shots are coming from the river underwater, and good stuff from Nova.
You learn something new every day, right? And for me, it's you're able to survive that long in the water with those plays. But
Yeah.
back to your point with Nova, like Nova last week, third-party Kings, that was their bread and butter. They were able to rack up a bunch of points, I believe, 2nd place on the overall leaderboards, but huge game for BOPE Esports. Massive game, because last week, out of the 4 games, if I can recall on TitanSeries.gg, they only had 3 elim points out of 4 games. So for them to be able to come into week number 2, game number 1, and just blow up like that, I think they're going to have a pretty good mental going into the next 3 matches.
I absolutely agree. They started off super hot. And one of the things I wanted to point out too, Jukes, I know we wanted to see a little bit more aggression from them, and that was dope. And they were the team that was posted up on top of Everest there, right, towards the beginning of the match.
Yep.
I mean, ultimately, it gave them a pretty good spot to work from, and they were able to get into that kind of final zone. A little bit tentative on the play, but hey, I just wanted to call out that Everest position, it worked out okay. They were definitely in a position later on to make some moves. You just got to make them. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, you have to commit at some point, especially with this new point system. That's what I have to stress. If this was the old one, right, then I would say, okay, they're doing what they're supposed to do, right? They're trying to get those consistent placement points along with that. But now, with this point system being so elimination heavy, I think at a certain point you have to start switching that aggression switch like way, way sooner.
Amazing. Well, hey, we want Neptura to break down the action a bit further for us. We're going to throw to some replays, and I'll let you take it away, Neptura.
Excellent. Thank you very much, PB. Look at here. Yeah, this is something I really want to go over because it's such an interesting play, right? It is just like it is just a buggy going through a couple of players here in a second. Yeah, you get that initial knock, you going through. But the play I really want to talk about is coming up in a couple of seconds. But that nade coming through there, I mean, just insane. We didn't actually see this through in the initial live, I don't think. So this is new information to me. Yeah, this buggy fight coming in here, right? This is such an interesting spot. Okay, it's all done and dusted, but Diamonds coming in there, they couldn't do nothing, right? SLR could not do a single thing with that because they couldn't, there was chaos being created there. Diamond was creating that chaos with that buggy. So they all they were doing was reacting to the buggy and not actually being able to go on the defensive or even the offensive. So love that from Phoenix coming in there. Some really, really nice plays being used there, some strategy, some mind games being in there. You'll love to see it. Really, really good stuff from Phoenix. Love that. It's just so nice. It's so nice to see that coming through from them. So looking really good. I love that from Phoenix, and that's just one of the many things that was so good there. But yeah, just love that.
After the first game, I mean, we've got to turn our attention here in a moment to Miramar. It's going to be our second match of the day. Obviously, it's a bit bigger, a little longer lines of sight here. We saw some teams really starting to position well out in the open terrain. I think that's going to really come in to pay dividends on this next map, because there's not the same amount of structures and obstacles to hide behind. You can use the terrain a bit more to your liking. I'm looking at teams like Dope and like BOPE that were, you know, kind of out on the countryside there, and even Team Mobility. Saw them kind of taking up positions, and I'm curious to see if any of you guys are also keying on that. But I'm hearing that we got standings to go to first, and I think that's the more important thing. So let's go ahead and throw those up on the screen and see how things shook out after our first game. And oof, some big points there from both Esports, pulling out 22 in the first match. That is exactly what you want to see. The Panthers and K19, not a ton of people expecting them to do second and third points, but you did call out the Panthers a little bit earlier. They have delivered in game number 1, but let's check the bottom of the standings for our first game as well. And just like that, you see some teams that might be, you know, kind of expected towards the top in Execute, MEZEXIS, and Dauntless. They got some work to do. So those are your first game scores. Jukes, any surprises there?
I mean, I gotta say, I'm so excited to see the Panthers get second place right here, and not to mention they did it with eliminations, right? They had 9 eliminations by themselves, only 3 placement points that launched them to second place, and I needed to see that aggression from them because week number 1 they were way too quiet. Quan, I got the chance to play with him a little bit, and I got to hear what was going to be able to come out, and I didn't really see it in week 1. I saw it here in week 2, and then K19. Especially after their overall performance in week 1, they started off really well here as well. So hopefully they just keep that momentum up, baby. You know what I'm saying? Hey, keep that fire. Keep that fire right here.
100%.
Bring it up here.
I will ask Mustache Dave, though. I'm checking the rankings here. The Panthers actually, you know, second place after the first match here, but they didn't even finish in the top 3 in the overall rank. Dave, what does that tell you about, you know, how the teams need to be kind of looking to play? The Panthers actually finished 5th in the game as far as their rankings were concerned, but ultimately finished in the top 2.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the Panthers in general, they definitely improved after that last match. And looking at how their points are earned, they're heavily favored with elim points. So for me, I just want to look at some more consistency with them getting in that top 5, top 3 throughout the remainder of the night here, PB.
Amazing. So I'm going to kick it to Natura. Got to get the early predictions. Map number 2 for tonight.
Yeah.
We've got Miramar coming up. And
Yes.
with Miramar, obviously some differences on the map, as mentioned. I want to know, are you still looking at Phoenix Esports here? Are you looking at some other teams based on what you've seen so far? What are your predictions here for this second map of the night?
Wait, this way. I don't know. Miramar's just such a different match, like you said. It's such a different map. Honestly, Phoenix, Miramar is a big map for those rotations, for really knowing the land. So honestly, yeah, Phoenix, I could see them doing super well here. But honestly, I'm also looking at Nova. Nova have some really, really good stuff coming in through from Miramar. We saw it in week 2, so looking really good for them as well. So I'm kind of looking at them for Miramar.
It's a fantastic choice and one that I will actually agree with as well. Natura, thank you for the analysis and the breakdown. We'll bring it back after game number 2. Thank you so much. Guys, Dave, Jukes, what are you thinking on the choice there from Natura? I'm gonna tip my cap for Nova this time around because, again, Nova, the aggression is notable. Like, you see them commit and they dive in with the quickness and the force. And the one reason I like them on Miramar because of that, Trey, is because the compounds and the other squads are so much further away that it's difficult to get that third-party help there in time. And you saw how quickly they just worked through the Golden Eagles in that first game. So I'm liking Nova here for Miramar. But Jukes, I'll go to you next. What are you thinking?
Hey, Natura's an analyst for a reason, baby, right? 200 IQ. She knows the plays. She sees it. She's got the crystal ball. And Nova, we saw what they did earlier with that early aggression, right? And I'm glad that they lost that person in the first game because it really just kind of put that in their heads. Now it's going to be like, you know what? We cannot mess around even for a second after a fight's done. Let's make sure we're playing extra safe. Otherwise, we're going to lose a person early on, and we cannot have that happen in Miramar. So perfect timing going into this next game.
No dilly-dallying when you're looting, right? You know what I'm saying? And Dave, give us a pick real quick.
I'm looking at BOPE Esports just to see if they can kind of ride that momentum from last game. And I'm looking at them specifically as well because last week on Miramar, they had some early clashing with the Golden Eagles over there in Picado. So I want to see if they can come out on top of that drop spot.
I like it. I like the pick. We've seen a lot of back-to-back winners in the Titan series so far. So, I would say that it might be safe to go back there once again. Let's go ahead and pull up our map schedule for the remainder of tonight and check out what we have upcoming. And the most important thing is it's upcoming here pretty quickly. Miramar, we're dropping into next in 30 seconds. But after that, we've got Vikendi and Erangel. Dave and Hot Jukes will be bringing you the action for both Miramar and Vikendi. I'm going to bow out here for just a moment. But I'm excited, man. Titan Series Week 2 Premier Division action is hot already. The elims are flying. We're looking at Nova. We're looking at the Panthers. We're looking at BOPE Esports to continue delivering the action. But as you can see, that timer is running out. It's time to drop in. Dave, Jukes, I will leave it to you. For all of you watching right now, follow us on social media. You know you want to. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Get this Titan Series action each and every week. But without further ado, I'm out of here for now. I'll see you guys in just a bit.
Woo! Thank you so much, Big Papa, dude. That is the legendary Power Bang himself. Do what he says, guys. Make sure you hit all the buttons because you know what? The more buttons you push, the more we could do fun stuff like this. Dave!
Yay! I'm pushing the buttons, Jukes. I'm pushing the buttons.
Mine have already been pressed, Dave. They've done been pressed.
Hey, press them again, all right?
Oh, I'm doing it right now.
And then press it again. That's the strat here. But yeah, Miramar, Hot Jukes, eventually, I'm just putting it out there. You saw that Vikendi. It's on the map here today. Eventually, it's going to keep crawling to the other sides, the left and the right, and eventually we're going to have an all Vikendi turn. Hey, I'm sending the emails, but no. Let's get into Miramar here. We're kind of setting up the storylines. You got BOPE Esports, the Golden Eagles. They might be dropping near each other. We're also going to be looking at Nova Esports here. Hot Jukes, like, where do you want to see us go here in this Miramar game?
Ooh, let's see. Where do I want to go? Well, I want a nice northern circle, just like the pro players Like, because you know what? Anytime you get a southern one in Miramar, it just sucks, man. It's so hard to rotate down there. There's just too many different hills, you know, dilly wags, too much stuff going on. So, yeah, I don't want to know that.
The dilly wags. But that's what makes it fun, man. Come on. That's what makes it fun.
Dilly wags?
Talking about being fun. Yeah, of course, all day.
That's true.
But look, is there 3 teams possibly fighting already down here? That little picture-in-picture. So we're going to have some action here early on.
That's Picalo, baby. Sin City. And the action is happening. Beowulf really, really hurt here. No vest, no heals, just a Thompson and a Dream. Oh, we got a first. He does have the painkillers now. I like how he went for that thirst. Said, I'm not messing around. I want that point, baby, just in case. I want to see him pop that painkiller and get ready to get going. And it looks like Wall Street Bets are going to have to hedge their bets.
Yeah.
And get on out of here. But BOPE is got a close eye on him. Are they going to spot Kubi?
Yeah,
on the run?
We knew about BOPE and the Golden Eagles dropping here. It looks like Wall Street Bets also trying to get involved here. Going to be losing one early. Kubi, like you mentioned, really low. Going to be dipping into this little tiny shack with the door. Get that heel off. I'm looking at BOPE, though, man. That's the team I'm looking at here this game because last game was just phenomenal from that squad, and I really want to see them continue to ride that momentum, but they're going to need to watch out here. We got some sneaky snakes here hiding in the corner. Yeah. Shotgun. This could be deadly.
That's a Viper right there. That is a Viper. A King Cobra would be the DPS. But the Viper with the S. Okay. You got to be careful. Oh, he's got an Uzi as well. Oh, but I like how BOPE is doing this very conservative. They have a sensation that someone's there, and look at that. Not wasting no time. The punch out. BOPE is feeling themselves right now, and I love it. I love it, Dave.
Yeah, and you made a great call out there. Just that teamwork, the strafing back and forth as well. You know, just in case one of them does get picked apart, their squad mate right behind them to clean it up and make sure they don't get thirsted. That right there, that is just textbook teamwork. And you love to see it. I mean, that's not something we saw last week from BOPE Esports. I can say that for a fact.
Yep.
But coming into week number 2, they've done their homework here.
They definitely did. I was trying to say something that I wanted to see more of. I tried to talk about it, in the last game, but we got a little bit busy. Is I want to see these teams, right, do their homework in a sense to where the way we see teams in the eastern regions do, right? These guys are so well versed that they study who their opponents are like a hawk, right? They know exactly what their favorite rotational pathing is, depending on the circle. So I want to see teams loot earlier, quicker, and try to put themselves in a position to predict where another team's going to rotate from and try to intercept that rotational path and try to take them out early, man, because that's easy elimination points, especially if they're a strong team, right? That's one of the easiest way to get them out. Because, I mean, hey, you would rather shoot them in a vehicle rather than having to face them face on, right?
Yeah, and that's what we call the loot and scoop.
Interception.
It's in the book. In the book, in the biz. Real quick. Hold on. I'll get back to that because what's happening over here? A little 2v1 action.
Nice.
Real quick, shout out to everybody in the chat. We got Randall, K-Girl. I saw Dab Plays, Metalcore, a bunch of people showing up here tonight. We appreciate you. Blue Fault said, Mustache Dave, you sound like you're in a helicopter and you're supposed to report on the news. Listen, I'm reporting on the Titan Series news here tonight. And MEZEXIS already down 1, K19 down 2. We're really early on here in this match here, Hot Jukes.
Yes, we are. And look at this. The aggression is rising, Dave. It is rising. Teams are getting into the action early. That's what I like to see because you know what? You really don't have a lot to lose if you do it properly, right? Because if you do, you put yourself in a position to where if it doesn't start working out, you could just kind of eject, take off, and not have to worry about it too much, Mm-hmm. But MEZEXIS, they definitely smell some blood in the water.
Yeah.
I think they realize that they have the man advantage here. So now they're really starting to press K19. They have to make a play.
Yeah, K19 looking to take off, but I don't think they can do so without getting backstabbed up here. Little UMP action sprayed out through the hallway. MEZEXIS catching a nade, though. That's going to turn the tables here, Hot Jukes.
The tables have been turned. Inactive is now have to play something, make a huge play. Really has to go ham. Try to catch the 1v1. Can't do it.
Oh.
And here comes the box spray, the BM of the highest regard. Wow. And you know what?
What?
Hey, you can do that. You can do that, baby.
Yeah.
If you beat a team that's outnumbering you, I mean, heck, you can shoot that box. You can shoot
As they say, Hot Jukes, the Titan series, you're forged in fire, man. And right there, that's forging it in the fire. Let me ask you real quick.
Yep.
What is more for you? Shooting the box or punching out when you're knocked out? The punch out or the box?
I think the punch out. I think the punch out because you're still there. You're not even out yet, you know? And then you're just getting punched in the face. It just hurts. You know what I'm saying?
Physically hurts, yeah.
It does. It does. So definitely the punch out. But the box spray is annoying.
It hurts too. Yeah, it definitely
hurts
hurts too. Not as much as the punch out, but it definitely sends a message. And K19, they're only down to 2, but they got 4 elim points, and that's going to help them out because 4 elim points, that's the equivalent here to a 4th place in placement points high with this point system. So if I'm K19, I'm the duo. I'm kind of big chilling right now. I'm not too worried about this match.
It's crazy, dude. Back in the day, you used to get like 20 points for a chicken dinner. That's so wild. You know, now it's cut in half, down to 10. That is insane.
I love it.
I love it too. I love it too because it definitely hypes up the aggression. It makes the whole entire game change. Because honestly, when I'm playing classics and stuff, this is kind of how I play. I'm like, hey, you know what? Let's just go full send it, try to find some squads, get some eliminations. And you know what? With this point system, you gotta have the same mentality. You gotta do it a lot safer, right? But look at this.
Oh no.
Smoke wall.
Oh no.
Not smoky enough.
Not call Smokey the Bear. This is Picado right there on the edge of the new zone. We have Wall Street Bets, we have the Golden Eagles and BOPE. But now, to make matters worse, Execute is kind of out there in the distance trying to fourth party this engagement here, Hot Jukes.
That was a really tough rotation. Really tough one to make. I'm surprised that Golden Eagles made that decision in the first place. I think they just got a little bored from where they were. They say, you know what, let's make a smoke wall and make it across. But you got to know these pro players are going to just beam you through that smoke. Free fire the heck out of you. Oh, Trip's on fire.
249 would not want to walk into that in a hallway. Trip kind of being a little too aggressive in my opinion. It looks like their squad mates were trying to toss a volley in there, but had to be put to a halt because Trip decided to run through there. That slight mistake, that gave the opportunity for the Golden Eagles to heal back up here, Hot Jukes.
Yes, indeed. No Hacks does take down Beowulf. Here comes the rest of BOPE, though. Oh, they're going to apply the pressure on. Oh, what? Okay, I thought Stranger was going to be able to make something special happen. A lot of boxes being shot here in the Titan series, Dave. A lot of boxes being shot.
Forge and fire here, Hot Jukes.
But look, BOPE, after game number 1, already crushing it.
4 limbs. And they should
all
be able to
players
get the
up.
reset. Yeah, I'm really surprised Execute, they heard that, right? But we're looking at the map. It looks like some of the teammates are looking to stay back, maybe get a nice little shot out there, while other squad mates are looking to reposition to the new circle here, Hot Jukes. Like, what are your thoughts with Execute here? I feel like they're kind of letting this opportunity slip through their fingers.
Yeah, it looks like they're doing a little bit of leapfrog action. You know what I'm saying? Have 2 go, scout it out, then bring the other 2 back. You know what? It is what it is. You really don't want to take too many risks when it comes to rotating. No blind rotations. But if you are Fate, I would think it'd be really smart to have the whole squad here ready to gatekeep the absolute everything out of BOPE.
Yeah, a little too spread out. I feel like there's like a 50-50 plan right here, and not the full commitment, which I would have liked to have saw here. But we'll get back to that storyline as the new zone did pop up. Ton of teams looking for a nice centralized position. What is with this game and just the west side? We got another 2 teams up there just north of Picado also fighting in San Martin. Like, there's a lot of drama going on here on this west side of the zone.
Yeah, Joey felt some of that drama up close and personal. He's going to have to go ahead and get that quick heal, get in that buggy and take off. And that's exactly what he's going to do. Yep, he is out of there. Let's see what we're heading on to now. Yep, we're going to keep an eye on Joey. Doing a nice rotation all the way across here. Nova looks to be getting in there with Team Mobility Gaming. Saw that in the elimination feed. Oh, man, the Chosen as well. That's got to be a great fight going on.
Yeah, the Chosen, they were down there on the leaderboards too after last week, and I believe they're still going to be down there. 90 limbs, maybe one placement point altogether, if I had to recall what the last leaderboards looked like. But talking to the Young Kings before today, I asked them, hey, what are we looking to do? And they said, Dave, they put their hand on my shoulder. They said, Dave, we're looking to be consistent. And that's it. You know, like, that's it. It's a lot easier said than done, for sure, Hot Jukes. You know that. But I do like that they realized, okay, last week we had a great week, but let's work on some things here this week and try to improve as a team. Like, I like that a lot, Jukes.
Oh, I definitely know that. I definitely know that. And it is tough. It is definitely tough. You know what? But at the same time, you know, this is what the Titan series is all about, right? It gives you that plan. It gives you that place to really put in that work, you know, make a name for yourself pretty much more than anywhere else. I mean, if you really think about it, you know, it's, man, I took a look at that website, seeing these player stats.
Man, next season we got to sign up so we can get some of those stats on the site, man. Come on.
Yes.
Think about it. Think about it.
I want my face up there. Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah. So Dauntless popping on over to Dauntless. Still 4 up. Looks like they're setting up a fight. This is the Panthers. This is a team that you were kind of rooting for here. Oh!
Zuko
down.
Yep, and here comes the rest of Dauntless. Gonna start applying that pressure. Right after that, you know, the Panthers very split up in their position here. I don't think they're in any position to commit to this fight. So I want to see them just eject, and that's exactly what they're doing. And we're out.
Got it.
Too close for comfort on that one. Run, Nate. Run.
Yeah, Nate's stuck, man. Nate is stuck. Has a smoke over here. Gonna be. Oh, has
that's smart.
Smokes. Yeah, a couple smokes.
That should be enough for him to get out. Oh, that vehicle is smoking though.
It's smoking too.
And that's
Nate
gone.
just shot it. Nate shot it a little bit. Maybe making some cover. Okay, making some hard cover to get the scoop up.
Scoop.
Scoop up. Scoop up. Scoop up.
Gone.
That's a W in my book. You know, a lot of times we see players and teams kind of get separated and pinned down like that, and they're not able to make it out alive here, Hot Juke. So just the fact that they were able to rescue Nate, you love to see it.
But it looks like, you know, we're talking about a fishbowl right here. The Young Kings in a building. They like to take those buildings early on. Pretty stuck here as Team Mobility Gaming have their eyes set on them. They're starting to set up that trap, put them claws around them. Yeah. But can they get the finish here? The longer this fight goes on, the more chance that you open the door to getting third-partied.
Another thing about the Kings, another interesting little fact real quick.
You got caught?
Blinky cooking it. Blinky cooking it. I don't think it rolled down through the door. Oh, it did though. Blinky got one.
One more
24K, looking for the follow-up, but was going to push down there with that other grenade, but that molly put a halt to that.
Yeah, that hurt. Blinky felt that one, and he's the last player left for his squad. He's going to throw a smoke here. Okay, I like this position because he's pretending to be in that room back there. But, here comes the Molotov.
I mean, it's a 4v1, right?
Yeah. But you have to believe, Dave. You have to believe. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, double barrel shotgun, though. I'm starting to believe just a little bit, but this is the Young Kings, one of the top teams in the lobby, just coming through the smokes. Oh, the pre-fire, just too strong. Fears was knocked out, but not thirsted. Right there, Hot Jukes.
Yeah, nice play. I mean, he was able to get one, but you know, you can't get the other. That's why you push together as a squad. And the Young Kings are able to defend their position there. Pew was really holding that anchor point down up on that hill behind that rock. And once he got knocked, it was just all over.
Teams that push together stay together. A wise man once told me a couple years back. Love to see it from the Young Kings. I was going to say, an interesting fact about the Young Kings.
Where's the rest of WUMAVI?
TitanSeries.gg. Young Kings have the most grenades thrown on average, 23 per game. That's a lot. Yeah, they love their nades.
You know what? And the more stats I look at, usually teams that throw the most nades always high up on the leaderboards. Always.
Back.
We'll see right now what Chronix is going to do with that S12K. He's having to heal up a little bit. Yeah, Dauntless ready to throw some nades into that building. Nate goes down. I think that's going to be a good one right there. Oh, that hurt, but Chronix is able to get the heal off, but Dauntless is just applying too much pressure for the Panthers to handle.
Look at this. They also have the compound
surrounded.
Oh!
Bow!
Oh, okay. They had the compound surrounded, though, so the enemy, like, even if they were to vault through that back window, they would have been immediately spotted. So I love Dauntless being proactive there and just getting the wraparound right there on that building. That was beautiful.
Ooh, come out with your hands up. Dauntless.
Yeah.
Not
Dauntless,
messing around.
We talked about them in the pre-show. They've been playing together for about 3 to 4 months.
Wow.
And, yeah, pretty impressive. They also mentioned that they're working on their team communication here this week. So I think we saw a little bit of that right there in that play.
That's great. That's the number one thing that teams have to work on. And that's the hardest thing really to do in PUBG Mobile is to communicate really well with your teammates. You know, all it takes is one bad call that makes the entire game mix up. Or even if it's just a lazy one, you know, like, oh, he's right here, right there. You got to be specific. You got to let them know where they're at. And Gaji's not able to make the play as Dope. Nesquick with the pre-fire. Beautifully done.
Was that the double? Nesquick? By the way, happy birthday, Hot Jukes. On your birthday with the double. Right there. 2 points in the pocket for the squad of Dope Esports. Happy
birthday.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a gift right there, especially after all the points they got in match number 1. Getting some more points here in match number 2. Let's go.
Not only just regular points, but birthday points.
Birthday points. And unfortunately, they don't count as double. But you know what? They count as double in our heart.
Yeah. I have my own leaderboard, you know, going on. So, birthday points, they're worth a lot. So, we'll see how many more birthday points Nesquick can rack up here on this Miramar map. As execute. Fake out. Casper still with the spray down, able to connect and take out a member of K19 here.
Beautifully done. Yeah, K19, this is a good learning lesson for them, right? Especially with Miramar and this map and position, they shouldn't be rotating blind. They shouldn't be rotating blind at all. They should go to every hill, crescent it with their squad together, look, find out where these players are, and then move little by little. But yeah, just try to go for a blind rotation and just knocked out the vehicle immediately.
Yeah, it's still very interesting though with Execute and just how split they're playing on the edge. You know, they've been playing like that for a hot minute now on this Miramar map. So we'll see what they end up doing. As nice little point right there, 3 points in total, still all alive.
What a
Dauntless for 2 out here onto a member of Super Lazy Reflex. Dauntless 8 elim so far here.
Wow,
this
with
game.
only one player.
Down to a solo, but Hot Jukes, 8 elim points. That's worth more than a second place in placement points.
Crazy.
Still with 7 teams alive altogether.
Wow, so they're already having a great game under their belt. The last player just needs to go and just stay alive for a little while longer. WUMAVI. They've been making some decent moves. They've got 2 limbs to themselves so far. Look at that spot, though. Yeah, that's going to be the end of Dauntless, just like that.
Is that the little hand action? Yeah. WUMAVI, we haven't really spoken about them too much here today.
That's true.
And last week. You know, one of those teams that like to fly underneath the radar here, Hot Jukes. And I almost feel like it's a good thing here because teams... Ooh, Jason. Teams most likely didn't study your drops, your rotations, your playstyle over the weekend. So looking at WUMAVI, see what they can accomplish here is kind of playing that sleeper team role.
Can they make a name for themselves? Can they make some plays here? Okay, right now they need to get out this buggy and just hold a position together. I think that they're getting a little bit too crazy. Yeah, Nemesis is way too wild, I think, with this. Just stick together and just work on your feet here at this point.
Yeah, already got to be standing out just a little bit in that corn suit here on this barren terrain. But I do love the spirit. So Execute on the high ground, now going to be grouping up now that they know there's a couple opponents beneath them. I love Casper going for those tire pops, you know, trying to eliminate that utility from their opponents. But Dope Esports still in the thick of it here, Hot Jukes.
Hayuya! with some really nice movement here. You know, he just understood the position. He put a couple shots downrange and said, "See ya, I am out of here." Very well done from Hayuya.
And Esports out of there. They're pulling back just a little bit, grouping up together. Within grenade range. Birthday boy Nesquik trying to pull up with their teammates in the back lines in the trenches here. It's a pretty big fight, but like you said.
What a knock, though.
Yeah.
Wow, Hayuya.
It's about to happen. Yeah, Phoenix Esports, they're getting sandwiched here, Hot Jukes.
Now they need to commit. Oh, what a nade! Oh, do you smell it, Dave? Do you smell it?
Yeah, something. Might have been that grenade.
Oh my goodness, up close and personal. He gave that nade a kiss before he went out to the lobby. Little kiss.
Little kiss, goodnight. And Nova Esports, third-party kings, after week number 1, they were on the opposite side of that fight. Now, swapping positions within grenade range. Dope.
Whew. These nades today are just being hand-delivered straight to your door. And there's still plenty of deliveries out here in this Miramar match, Dave. We're going to see some here in just a few minutes. Nova still have the whole squad up. 2 limbs doing really, really well. Dope having another good game. I think that hopefully they got the confidence on that last one. And I want to see them start playing this a little bit more aggressive since they have 4 up. They should be kind of committing to one spot.
Yeah, and kind of piggybacking on that, QZZ finally going to be grouping up with their squad mates. They were playing that anchor role all the way down south, making sure nobody rotates behind Nova Esports while the trio was in the front lines, pushing Dope with grenades. I mean, that's just high-level gameplay action right there, Hot Jukes.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, though. Look at Dope and how spread out they are for no reason, and they're playing this so quiet. Just because of that, they just lost Hayuya basically for free.
I lose a little more, too.
Yeah, they should be playing in a position, like with all 4 up, to where if one gets knocked, the other can pick them up very quickly. That's a big difference you'll see between, you know, Dope and a team that you see that's an S-tier team and, you know, in, like, bigger stages. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely understand
what a nade.
Fate over here tossing some grenades, tossing some mollies. This is going to be Fate versus Zed. UMP versus N4 right now. Fate has the boulder for cover. Zed in the smokes.
Wow.
Doesn't matter. Execute. They were looking to take that fight for a hot minute. Finally cleaning it up. 70 limb points so far for that squad.
3 teams remaining here in the second match of week 2 of the Titan series. We got Nova Esports, Execute, and Dope. Dope having a great game in the last one. Nova always showing that consistency. Hey, we know who called out Nova before this game started. The crystal ball is strong, Dave.
Yeah.
Very strong.
Yeah, very strong. And I love the positioning right now from Nova. Each player has the confidence to be able to take a fight if they need to in a 1v1 situation. Jason on the high ground. The eagle in the sky, spotted, tagged, and bagged. And there goes Fate as well, getting sprayed down in the distance.
Man, I'll tell you what. Execute definitely has the gun skill. I just think it's that team communication that they still need to kind of get down and polish. Because look at this, Nova now just laying down a clinic as Dope. You see, look at the difference between Dope and Nova. The aggression, when they know that they have it in the bag, is unmatched, Dave.
Yeah, the confidence right there, and just the ability to maneuver like they did in that late game, taking out their opponents one at a time. Very methodical right there, and that takes a lot of practice, Hot Jukes, and a lot of just team communication in general to just all come together and make it look so clean like that, because that was a beautiful finish from Nova Esports.
Oh, yeah, that just shows their experience. I mean, they're able to recognize the situation pretty much immediately. They knew that they had that high ground. They knew they had the man advantage. But more importantly, they knew that they had the confidence in themselves and their teammates to say, hey, you know what? We're in such a good spot. We can afford to just run out in the open and just hyper spray everything in sight that moves, and nobody can stand a chance. And that's what I want to see Dope do, because I think they could have done that same thing in that last match, you know. But hey, we still got a lot more coming up. Let's take a look here at the replays from that last match, and it started off impecable.
Replay. Yeah, we were talking about this fight early on in the pre-show going on between both BOPE and the Golden Eagles, but WALLSTREETBETS showing up in the mix as well. And although WALLSTREETBETS did have a duo survive that mayhem very early on, they just weren't able to accomplish much after that, Hot Jukes.
Yeah, this fight was really interesting as well. You know, MEZEXIS getting a great lesson from K19 on, I mean, just overconfidence. I mean, they lost a player early on who kind of tried to solo them, and then with that nade, K19 punished them, and you know what? They made him remember it.
Yeah, definitely going to be remembering that for a while here. Let us know in the chat, by the way. Shooting the boxes or punching out to the face? Which one's more toxic? I'm curious. But Fate from Execute. Long range shots right there.
Wow, look at this clinic right here.
Points.
Young Kings do a great job of
I
positioning.
liked. I like this Dauntless push. Yeah, this was nice.
Look at the pressure.
Yeah, and I like Banger's positioning as well, you know, on the opposite side of that two-story, just making sure no Panther can flank around pretty much where they would have been exposed. So Banger right there holding a crucial angle for the squad. Yeah,
Terran as well. I would have liked to see Terran take that hill a little bit earlier and just hold the weapon down. But hey, regardless, they were able to get it done here in this position. Beautiful pre-fire right there from Nesquik to keep his squad alive. And then, yeah, blind rotation there. The player from K19 getting punished pretty quickly. Man, just beautiful nades here in the Titan series so far overall.
The hand. Yep, the hand right there giving away their position. But yeah, like you said, last week, Hot Jukes, I feel like was shotgun. It was shotgun week, right? This week, grenade week. I love how each week we've had our own little theme going on because there's been a lot of damage and a lot of elims here tonight so far in the first two matches with grenades alone.
Cool. Let's take a look here at the match rankings. Nova Esports busted up 21 total points there, 11 eliminations, 10 points to their name. Dope, though. Dope getting some good points as well. Nice consistency from them. But we did see some teams that, you know, that did great there in match number 1. Not really perform here in match number 2, Dave.
Yeah, gotta do something for me here. Team Mobility, Golden Eagles. I almost feel like the Hot Jukes with the point structure, it's just too risky. You know, you're giving away 4 points and we keep talking about the structure. That's equivalent to a 4th place finish. So honestly, I'm always a guy, you know, on the sidelines cheering, holding up the sign, hot drop. But with this structure, and I just feel like it's not necessary. You know, there's so much open spots to go. Just let the ego go. You know, I think it's an ego thing. Let it go. You can't risk it. And the Golden Eagles found out firsthand that game. So
yeah, it's too much. Hey, no hot drops, but just get moving early. That's what we want to see a little bit more of, and we'll see some more action in the Titan series in just a little bit right after this break.
Ooh, baby, talk about some action. Game number 2, Nova coming out firing, as Neptura did correctly predict, and I was impressed by that. I agreed with you, but as predicted, Nova stayed quiet for the first half of that game, but man, they ended with a bang, collecting almost 2,000 damage there in game number 2 for week number 2 in the Premier Division. Natura, I got to go to you for your thoughts. What were you thinking for the second game today?
For the second game, a whole lot of action very early. Love to see those hot drops coming in. We love action real early on. It's so interesting. I love continuing to see BOPE continue to step up. I mean, they struggled a little bit in week 2, but they've come back really fighting. It's so nice to see. There's so much potential there, and I can't wait to see them progress over the next couple of weeks. But man, Nova, a little bit of X as well, actually. Little bit of X. I saw them continuing to split just a little too far for my personal taste. But man, that flank they tried to pull on WV there in the end game, the kind of position they took in that end zones as well, really stood out to me. Some really, really good stuff. And of course, Nova, man, bringing it in with that win, and a big win at that. I mean, I think we expect that from Nova at this point anyway, but it's always so fun to watch that anyway. So really, really nice. Loved the aggression coming through, the confidence as soon as they knew they had that. Really, really nice to see that coming in from them, getting that high ground, getting the job done ASAP, not even messing around. And the communication that takes, the synergy that takes to get that job done so efficiently is super, super fun. It's just a joy to watch.
Well, thank you so much for the eloquent breakdown. Natura, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We'll be back to you after game number 3. But first, let's go ahead and check the overall standings as it sits right this moment for the Titan Series Premier Division. And there it is, Nova starting to separate just a little bit. 72 overall points now and sitting comfortably in first place. They've taken over the Young Kings, Hot Jukes. What do we make of this?
They're not messing around. They're not messing around. And honestly, if you look at their play style just from match 1 and match number 2, I'm starting to see a different Nova. This is a Nova that I don't feel would go for the heal strat anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're like, hey, it's time to turn up the heat, baby. Let's go get those eliminations early on. And they're doing it and executing it perfectly here so far.
They really are. And Dave, looking at that 12 spot right now with TMGG just ahead of Dope Esports, 2-point separate, moving on to the Premier Finals versus having to go through it in the Challenger Series. And I gotta say, you mentioned that this week, the theme of the week is grenades. Last week was shotguns. I might actually beg to differ with you here a little bit. I feel like the theme is bad manners. I don't know if you guys were watching.
Yes.
But there was some BM going down. K19 out of pocket, just ridiculous, just stunting on MEZEXIS. You hate to see it. So I want to point that out, that K19 and MEZEXIS, should they meet in a dark alley, MEZEXIS is going to pull some dirty stuff to get back on top there. There you see it. K19 just making a fool of him. Look at this. Let's time it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Unbelievable. And then we take our attention to BOPE here. BOPE getting wiped. Then we've got Golden Eagles going down. And look at this. What is going on?
That's how it's done, PB. A lot of people believe this game's all about aim mechanics, but it's also a lot of mental that goes into it. And just the fact that you could do little things like that and possibly tilt your opponents, that mind game, it's not only in game, but outside of game. And we're starting to see it here tonight. And I love to see it.
I do too, man. So I'm watching. I want to see if a rivalry develops here between MEZEXIS, K19, between the Golden Eagles and BOPE. Man, that was some bad manners, if you ask me. With that, I will leave you guys to it. I'm out of here for the third game. David Hodjukes, take it away. We've got Vikendi, the Snow Special, coming up next. I'm super excited, but we'll see you guys after game 3.
Thank you so much. Pop a power bang. Wow. Still 2 more matches left to go. We got Vikendi up next, Dave. The water circle. The water circle. I'm going to say, just because it has to be for tradition, right? Southwestern circle. Southwestern circle is what we got to see.
I'm going northwest then. And a lot of people, they might not even be aware of what goes down on Vikendi competitive play because it's been a hot minute. But Hot Jukes, they had some scrims last night, and during the scrims, I'm just going to say it, it was water zones, dude. Water zones in Vikendi just go hand to hand. So looking for here tonight, two teams that might fight early on, Nova and the Golden Eagles, based off of the scrims last night. And I would hate, kind of going back to our main points after last game, I would hate for the Golden Eagles to continue to get into these hot drop situations and just lose so much early on. That is not what they need. So hopefully they could relocate here this game.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be tough because they haven't played a Vikendi match in quite a while. But you know what? They have to be able to weather the storm, just like I am here in the house. Wind just blew the door open, and I got a little scared for a second. But you know what?
Yeah.
You got to have those gamer instincts, baby. You know what I'm saying? No matter
That's
what's coming your way, you got to get ready for the rotations, Dave.
Yeah, that's Nova Esports trying to third party in real life, Hot Chick. Because I got you, man. I got you covered, though. But
I thought I was getting third party right now, bro, for a second. Not going to lie.
Vikendi, it's been a hot minute. Make sure you smash the follow right there on the YouTubes, on the Twitter, and on the TikTok. Titan Series GG, baby.
Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee, baby. Let's go. Vikendi is back. After so long, Dave.
Yeah.
The nostalgia has rushed through my veins. I have goosebumps. Dave.
The zone. Well, okay. 35, 40%? Well, I would say 35% water at least, right?
Water circle, baby. We gotta have it.
We got it.
We got it.
In the south, too. That's where you were looking, Hot Jukes. So I know we were talking about Neptura on that crystal ball, but I think she lent it to you here this game.
I'm telling you, man. It is the Hot Jukes and Mustache Dave brand at this point. Every time we cast a Vikendi game, you gotta have that water circle, baby. And this is what I was talking about earlier about, suggestions. This is you're gonna have this, right? You're gonna have this when we're casting. So you have to know that you gotta loot quick. Try to rotate to that hard shift side as fast as you possibly can. Because, man, even though Vikendi is really good with real estate, there's so many rocks, dips, everything like that. You want to claim your spot very early on if possible.
Yeah, definitely agree. And we have a lot of teams already recognizing the zone, and we can see them quickly getting this loot as quick as possible. And trying to relocate, into circle number one, because we got K19 and Cosmodrone. You got Dope all the way up there, even further than Cosmodrone, just a little to the northeast. You got the Panthers and Coal Mine. So a lot of these squads will need to quickly gather their gear and get a move on.
Gotta get going, baby. And you gotta get going quick. Because, man, this zone, like I said, even though it kind of feels like it's very big, it's going to start shortening up on you really quick, especially when you have a water circle, because that just literally means that you only have half the real estate left. Stevo in trouble.
Stevo, UMP, Stevo getting chunked down really low. Yeah. Stevo out here by themselves from WUMAVI. Beowulf.
Couldn't get it done.
Nice point. Yeah, nice point from Beowulf.
Ooh,
this is a big fight, though. Yeah, Dauntless and WALLSTREETBETS.
Going down real quick here. That's tough for him as well. Gooby on the run. Going for the finish. Does end up like they are going to get that one. So the rest of Dauntless is out of here.
Dauntless are just two split.
Two split. I was about to say.
Now. Like, they can't even support each other. They're all out there on their different little side quests right now. Unfortunate for them. So very interesting that one of them did get called out in the main city, because you have to assume they would have seen those parachutes drop onto Velnova.
Man, that's so tough. That's a tough decision. Yeah, I want to see them do what we saw. What was it? Was it Dope? Yeah, Dope. What they did in Ekala, right? When you're looting early on, I know it sucks because you want to split loot completely so you can get the most coverage and just take piece by piece everything that's out there. But at a certain point, too, it's just not worth it. Like, it's better to just, run two players kind of close together, loot up together. Yeah, it takes longer, but it's safer that way. You're able to cover each other and possibly be able to make a play to get your team back up. But Yeah, it looks like that didn't end up working out for them. Take a look at the map.
Hey, Bella Fox Gaming in the chat. Dave likes it spicy. You already know. So shout out to everybody joining the chat here tonight, showing their support for the TitanSeries.gg. Forged in fire here, Hot Jukes, and checking out the website.
Okay.
Banger from Dauntless. After last game is at the top when it comes to damage per game. 532 damage per game on average from Banger, with 3 eliminations per game on average. So Banger looking to be one of the top players in the lobby so far from Dauntless. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I like it. I like the move. You know, I like the fact that he's going and making a name for himself, because this is the best place to do it. This is the place where you have a chance to show your skills and either get, picked up by a squad, make a new squad, but it's a place for where even, hopefully maybe even an org is going to look at you and be like, man, this is the best guy in the Titan series. We got to get him sponsored up real quick.
Hot Jukes Esports soon.
Sheesh. Wouldn't it be nice?
It would.
We got to make it happen, Dave. The Hot Dave Sports. You know what I'm saying?
Hot Dave.
Hot
Dave. I don't
Dave.
know if I like that name, though.
You sure?
I don't know. Mustache Jukes. I like that one a little
Mustache Jukes, huh?
Yeah, that was a little better.
Nice.
Ooh.
Maybe put a little mustache on some, some feet juking someone out or something. I don't know.
Oh, no. Boom, boom. Catch me. Boom.
Look at that. Oh, there goes your car. There goes your ride.
Car. Boom, boom.
Gone. And then look, on the move.
And that's important on Vikendi. Such a large map. Getting that vehicle util taken out very early on might bite you in the butt later down the road. But talking about biting you in the butt,
DBS.
Jason, looking to get a nice trade over here.
Your favorite name. Your favorite name to pronounce right there.
Jason
Kowalski, bro. Look at him.
Yeah, Kowalski. Yeah.
Kayowski.
We go way back. Kowalski. Listen, I've been told many different ways to pronounce it. At this point, I just say that dude right there with the UMP.
Right there.
But in all seriousness, this player has been in the scene for a while now, so experience is there. We can see it. We can see that experience right there taking down Jason.
Woo, the bank is open, baby. The bank is open after hours, too. Jason's going to go in, or he's going to try to get that finish. He is. Casper's waiting with the DBS, though. What are you looking at? You're looking at the lobby, baby.
No way. No
See ya.
way.
See ya.
That one sent I got goosebumps right now.
He gone. Yeah. Just like that. They are not playing around.
Nova, third-party Kings, of course. They're like, okay, we heard something over here. Coming to clean up. Is this another 1v1, though? Another 1v1.
Casper?
Kindness, UMP, Casper, DBS.
I saw someone in the chat saying that Kindness solos. They said that Kindness solos. Okay?
Yeah.
But...
Oh! Take that! Kindness solos with the grenade, Hot Jukes. Listen, I was solo with the grenade, too. All right? I was solo with the... Hey, but GG to Casper, though. The double with the shotgun on the stairs.
Yeah.
These storylines, they just write themselves.
Oh, my gosh. You know what? That guy in the chat was right, though. He was not wrong. Yeah. He was not wrong. Wow. What a play. Oh,
what a play.
Fishy goes down. Chico. Look at Nemesis trying to catch a little bit of revenge for Fishy. Not going to get it, though. Not going to get it.
That spot's so difficult to travel through right there. You saw all the different, objects in the terrain. Also a very difficult fight to take, difficult position to take a fight. But we'll get back to that because the Young Kings looking to pull up. Fishy already down. Young Kings looking to climb back up these leaderboards after last game's performance.
Here comes Joey.
Lackluster.
Joey, best player in the game with the DBS. Can he handle the pre-nade, though? Oh, he does. Said he's got a DBS as well. Here they go. Joey, make it happen. Oh, gee. Look at the plays.
Yeah.
That you can just see that they have so much respect for the DBS. Once they realize that a player has it, they're like, nah, let's just pre-fire together and move slowly by slowly and just kind of make it happen here. Dino Park, look at that. T-Rex. Rawr. Roar!
Imagine being able to like
Roar!
press a button and the T-Rex just becomes active and
Oh.
chases down enemies on the map. That would be cool.
Imagine you can write it. Oh, remix.
Oh. Remix last week, game 1, remix with the beautiful grenade to get the winner chicken dinner in the first ever game of the Titan series.
Yes.
Looking to maybe play a repeat here today. So, MEZEXIS, they are trying to work on a couple things, Hot Jukes. They're looking to stay alive as a 4-person team in the late game, something that they really struggled with last week. That's what they're looking to tweak here today. They're going to be somewhat sandwiched between Nova Esports, though. Very challenging position to find themselves in here.
Gotta play it careful. Gotta play it careful. Here comes Caleb. Some nice little pre-fires. QZ gonna go ahead and throw that nade downtown on the remix. Got him! Got him indeed. It's a big fight. Oh, look at that off angle though from Nova. Gotta be really careful. Yeah, Caleb does get tapped by that grenade, but it's not gonna be enough. And then here comes GK first with the DBS. The peak. Bang! And he is out of there.
Yeah.
See ya.
No points on to MEZEXIS either to keep them afloat when it comes to elim points, unfortunate for them. You know, looking at the... Oh, we'll get back to that because the Golden Eagles.
Woo-wee.
Young Kings, I see Joey pulling in with a quick little yeet over there in that little vehicle. Fears on the outskirts as well, trying to get the off angle here. Ooh, so many double barrel shotguns here and for a reason. They just get the job done. They get the job done.
It is the meta, without a doubt right now. It is in effect fully. You cannot go wrong because this DBS and CQC is just dominating everything right now.
Grenade battle. Phoenix Esports. Oh, that one might be a little too off the mark. Another squad mate just burning on alive. Phoenix Esports not looking too hot right now.
Gonna have to make a play. Here comes Quan. Full sending it with Nate. The pressure, too strong. Oh, it looks like Quan went down. Quan goes down. Canary now making some more plays with the DBS. Oh, but gets pieced up from the side.
Man. Pieced up, creased up. Down to just a solo now for Phoenix Esports here. And honestly, in this situation, I think I'm just going to try to pull back if possible and not go for that revenge play and not try to get a elim point because you just kind of want to survive. You know, it still is somewhat early on, you know, 12 teams still in the lobby. The zone is still massive here, Hot Jukes, even with all that water in play.
Yeah.
But Phoenix Esports, they're one of those teams that are on that midpoint of the leaderboards, like playing that mid-pack. So even if they could just survive a little longer and, you know, maybe get like a 6th place, get 2 points, or even a 5th with 3 points.
That'd be nice.
That's where you would want to be, but I don't think that's going to happen as Blinky going to be taking out that solo from Phoenix Esports.
Wow. Let's see what Nate can get done with the rest of his squad. The Panthers having a little bit of a yo-yo day so far. They had a great game 1 with some solid points. And then, of course, in game number 2, end up with like only 1, I think, total. I like how Skipper's taking his time here. Do not move, Skipper.
Double barrel shotgun.
He's in a great spot right here. He can catch him slipping so hard. Make it happen, Skippy.
Oh. Dragon Baby. Dragon Baby's about
Dragon
to catch
Baby.
a slug to the dome.
He could fall right into this trap,
Oh,
and it's a
no.
thick one.
Oh, no.
Oh.
It's going to happen. Here it is.
Oh,
Here it is.
Dragon
Here it-
Baby, goodbye. Oh,
Oh,
did he?
what? What? No. Hot Juice, what happened? What happened? I thought...
What didn't happen, Dave? That's the question. That's the real question. What didn't happen?
I thought double barrel shotgun equals win.
You see, but it only hits win if you push the button, Dave.
Oh,
You gotta push the button. You gotta pull
You're
that
right.
trigger, baby. You gotta
You're
pull
right.
it. You can't be gun shy.
yeah.
You see that pixel? You just go boom.
Boom,
You know what I'm saying? Boom.
Right there. Like that. Boom, boom.
Boom, boom.
And you know what? You know what happens after the boom, boom?
What
1
happens
point.
after the boom, boom?
1 point. Boom, boom. 1 point. You
One
know?
boom, boom, 1 point. Yeah.
Boom, boom,
yeah.
1 point.
That's exactly what happens too.
Oh,
You're
the
not even lying.
replay. The replay.
Oh.
No boom, boom equals no point. That's the
Equals
moral
zoom,
of the story.
zoom to the
Zoom,
lobby.
zoom. To the lobby, yep.
Yep.
Well, you know what? They still got 3 alive from the squad, Wall Street Bets.
Sure.
And 1 point, so they still got it going. You know, they got it going.
They got something going. They got
got it
something going. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, man,
6 elims on Young Kings.
that's pretty good.
Yeah, real good.
Take that
But
to the
you
bank.
know what? You
What?
know what? Nova with 5 though, Hot Jukes.
Woo!
Like, listen.
Nova's on
Nova
one.
has a 15-point lead in first place. Young Kings right behind them. So it's going to be hard for the Young Kings, even though they're performing really well right here this game. It's still going to be hard to catch up to Nova when they're popping off like they are on the kill feed.
Yeah, not to mention, I mean, look at the position they put themselves in. You know, I was talking about going to that hardship side early. They took Winery, made it their own, nice and early, and now they're just big chilling. Blinky trying to survive. Oh, Fears is going to catch him any second now. Once that smoke goes by, Blinky, yeah, didn't even need to.
Yeah, nice molly too to apply that pressure in the smoke. So there goes a couple more elims to Young Kings, who are currently playing catch-up to Nova Esports. 10 elims here, doubling Nova's elims here this match.
Wow.
They did lose 1 in the process, though. They are going to be down a member compared to Nova Esports, but they have the north side of the circle all to themselves now, Hot Jukes. Nobody's near them, so maybe next circle... Whoa, what's happening here? That a little bait? Is that a little bait?
Could have been a little bit of a bait.
A little bit.
Could have been a little bit of a bait.
Yeah, a little bit of a bait.
I don't
Hey,
think I
follow
don't
me.
think I don't think bait works anymore in competitive. You know,
I mean,
but
look,
you never
they
know.
pulled up. They pulled up, didn't they?
they did though. They did pull up. That is a fact.
So, I mean, you lay out the nice bait. Panthers are hungry.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, they're pulling up here.
Ruh-roh.
Gonna bait you.
Ruh-roh.
You know, like, oh, I'm over here, guys. You know, oh no, don't chase me. I'm definitely solo.
I'm solo. I'm just a
I'm
little
solo.
lonely little Caleb, you
yeah,
know?
yeah, don't chase me.
I'm just an innocent little Nova player. Don't mind me none.
And
Oof,
the thing
you better
is,
be careful.
Like, look how separated. Like, I know we see kindness out there, but Nova super confident right now. They are
Man.
separated to the max.
We haven't
Nice
seen a
little
lot
box
of.
formation.
We haven't really been keeping an eye on the Young Kings though. They have 10 eliminations, Dave.
Yeah, they're in the north.
They
They're
are
chilling.
big chilling right now. So they already have the game in the bag as far as like points. They just gotta just keep it up. Nova, 4 people up. They're one of the best spots in this zone, and they are just chilling. They're just having fun here at this point, Dave.
They have a nice little point lead, nice little cushion on the overall leaderboard, so they can definitely afford to have a misplay here or there. I don't see it happening, but they can afford it. They can try new things if they wanted to. I mean, heck, we're already on Vikendi, a map we haven't seen in a while. So, talking about new things, the Titan series bringing the new things here for comp PUBG Mobile.
Just make something happen. You know what I'm saying? Make
It's
something
happening.
happen. Make
You know
something
who
happen.
needs to make something happen? The Chosen. They are.
That's true. That's a
dead
great point.
last. 11 points so far in total.
I'm
What-
shook
what
that
are
the
they making
Chosen's
happening?
struggling. Yeah, I'm surprised they're struggling so hard here. You know, but hey, you know what? New point system, new matter of fact. You know, they know that they have their own challenges with their whole situation. But still, like to be in last place with this lobby, something's got to be going wrong, right?
I mean, there's 4 alive, right? And we're looking at only Gaji.
Yeah.
You know, like where I know it's still pretty early on, but like where are the teammates? Jukes. I mean, they're making these rotations. Okay.
Wow. Okay,
All we
and
gotta
not
do
to
is
mention.
start critiquing a team, and next thing you know, boom.
Yep, but that's also Gaji though too. Again.
Kindness out there in the distance, like, hey, that's my bro.
Hey, what the heck, you know?
What the heck? So the Chosen, what do they do? I mean, they get the knock. You know, what would they do?
Push
in your
it!
opinion, Hot
Push
Jukes? Like,
it!
with
Push
where they
it!
are in the overall leaderboards, exactly.
Push.
Be a
Why
little
not?
proactive here.
You already got the elimination. You got the team. You just go and press it. Press the issue.
Because normally there's a high chance that there's another opponent where you took out the last opponent, correct?
Yep. Most likely their teammate. You know you're out. You have them outgunned. Get those early eliminations. Look at this dodging.
Hey. Oh, dude, are you okay?
Just ate it right there.
Are you dancing? And
literally just
knocked out.
Literally just.
No way.
Ate it. You know what I'm saying?
No way.
Whatever.
Oh, again? Okay, man. Well, it's going. This is kindness. Remember,
this
kindness
is
likes
just
to solo.
Okay, well, I guess you can do that if you're kindness. He does solo, you know.
You don't dance on the other side of that wall though. You just don't.
No. This wall's fine. The other wall, that's a little too.
I'm just saying.
That's a little too bold.
Dance, you gotta commit to the boldness.
Hey, but you know what? You know what, Dave? He can dance if he wants to.
He can dance if he wants to.
And he can leave his friends behind. That's a fact. Kindness.
Oh, okay.
Kindness ain't dancing though.
Behind him, and who's that going to be? Maybe K19 playing the shoreline, all the way down there in the south, playing the edge, like you like to see. Winery, a main focal point here in this new circle, Hot Jukes.
Very nice. Very nice.
Very nice.
We always gotta love the winery. You know, I'm a big fan myself.
So,
big fan of
based
myself.
off of this map, like, who are you really feeling to at least perform decent?
The Chosen. The Chosen. They have no excuse. They're in a good position here. They have 4 up. They should be able to get it done. Wall Street Bets. Could be. Oh, this nade could be brutal. Dope needs to run. Bray, do not hold this angle any longer than you have to.
Up.
Oh. That was just a little bit off on the cook. Yeah.
Man.
Look at Kubi making some great plays.
Yeah, I do love...
He's got to go, though. The zone's coming.
Yeah,
and this is the thick side.
The thing is with Wall Street Bets, like, to me, I know they're one of those mid-pack teams as well, but really passive, you know? I get a lot of passive vibes from them now. I'd like to see him kind of up the ante just a little more moving forward. I know the goal is top 12. I know the goal is top 12, but still, you know, you don't want to be on the last day of the event and be like, okay, we really need to pop off. Like, you want to get those consistent points every single game, every single day, so that way on the last day, you're not stressing here, Hot Jukes.
You're not stressing. You're just big chilling. But man, you know, I think we're just seeing just too much. Just too many shenanigans. Too many shenanigans for my liking at this point. Young Kings, they're dead serious, though. 13 eliminations. Still 3 players up. Nova end up losing 2 just to kind of I think now they're just getting a little bit too comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes you can just be doing too well, and then all of a sudden you're like, I can do whatever I want. And just get done. Just like we saw the Chosen do earlier. Even though they should have no reason. They should be trying their absolute sweatiness off. But hey, you know what? You never know.
Yeah, because there's a lot of eyes on this, you know, not only for your team, but on an individual player level. Like, you never know, you know, these stats, everything's recorded. So this could be a good opportunity for you as a player to even get picked up on another team after the event. You just never know what holds in the future. But back to your Young Kings point, like, Young Kings are just dominating this map here. And I believe if they continue on, there's still enough players, they might set a record for most elims in one match.
Ooh, that would be nice. That would be nice to see right there. Can they continue it? They're definitely on trend. That's for sure. Yeah. And they're in a great position. So they can easily get it done if they want to. They just gotta keep up with what they've been doing. The Chosen need to mix things up at this point. They gotta start working on getting those eliminations. But it looks like they're still opting to play it just a little slow here.
Yeah. The Chosen might have a good opportunity to gatekeep BOPE, who now have to relocate after that circle shift, and even have a nice chance of taking on K19, who are just a little south of them. So we'll see what the Chosen end up deciding here, looking ahead. But going back to Young Kings, they're going to be out there on that west side playing the edge. Nice and slow. Nice and slow. They're already sitting very comfortable with their 13 elims, which equals more than a chicken dinner, by the way. So they can get the chicken. Yeah, this is going to double or nothing over here.
Oh, it's going to be huge.
Over here, some nice little shots down range, popping those tires. But yeah, I really do appreciate the Young Kings just playing the zone nice and slow here, Hot Jukes, on the edge.
Might as well. I mean, you already got 13 eliminations. At this point, it's just about, finishing it off strong. So just play consistent at this point. Don't switch up your play style that's completely different than what got you here in the first place. But at the same time, you're allowed to kind of just relax a little bit, just say, hey, you know what? Let's just play it a little bit safe and conservative and just get there. Just get there. The Chosen, though, that's where my eyes are still on right now.
I think the Chosen and also SLR, good opportunity this game to really capitalize on their numbers advantage and try to get some elims. SLR 1 point so far. Elims, the Chosen 2, and they still have the full team alive. So this could be a nice little springboard for them here if they could continue on surviving on this Vikendi map as we get towards the late game. The Chosen finally looking to make a move on a K19.
And here they go. The Chosen getting really beat up real quick. Could Supig make something happen? Not gonna happen. Done and dusted. K19 saying no sir to the Chosen. And this is what I'm saying is, like, when the Chosen finally decide to push out, they do these kind of like crazy wild full sends and just get punished. Just not sure what's going in their mind right now. Maybe they're working on something,
Yeah, working on it. We'll chalk it up to that. We'll definitely get a deep dive as we move forward with the event on the Chosen specifically. But getting it back right here, 14 elims here for the Young Kings. They did lose one in the rotate, pushing a little closer to the zone. Another shift is going to be favoring Nova Esports Kindness up there on the high ground. But with the duo, still deadly here with their performance so far on this Vikendi map. Ooh,
What can we see change? What can we see change?
Where are they at?
I can't see him either.
Can't see him. SLR, though, still the only team with the complete squad alive here, Hot Jukes. This
Playing
has
it very
to be their
safe.
moment. This has to be their moment.
I like how they're making the smoke wall to get across into their position. So that's good. They don't really got to worry about too many of the teams gatekeeping them here because they're so focused internally. But, look at this. You still got a player from WALLSTREETBETS just big chilling underneath trying to get some placement points. Now here they go. Super Laser Reflex on the move.
Love the smoke wall, but really...
Yeah, that's a really safe smoke wall.
Yeah, a little extra, I feel like.
Yeah, but hey, you know what?
A lot of util.
But at the same time, I think there's about 4 smokes.
12.
Actually,
13, 13 smokes.
6 smokes that weren't necessary. But hey, you know what? Better safe than sorry.
I do love that one smoke in that little warehouse, just blocking the open doorway,
just
to
in case.
provide the safe. Yeah, that one I do appreciate, though. Just block those sight lines on that open push. So we'll see what they end up accomplishing. I love it. But, trip, tossing a grenade, getting the confirm. There we go.
Out and dusted just like that. See what Sonic is going to be able to get done. Oh, the nades are starting to get rung in. He's really starting to feel that pressure. Super Lazy Reflex still have their ways to go. They end up getting one player knocked. Can they take out Sonic as well? He's running out in the open. Does have a little bit of a heal here, so it looks like he's going to be able to make it to safety for a little bit longer. But now he can feel the pressure is on. He's going to go for that laydown. Just try to play things safe.
Still going to be cautious and watch out for Kindness from Nova Esports with the advantage on the rooftop. Hasn't made a move yet, just kind of letting things play out. But first Frost on the high ground, go for that spray down onto Sonic. Sonic swapping on over to that UMP, trying to get these connection shots, but up on the top. Corrosion time, baby. SLR, still strong, still alive.
Couldn't hold it down, and like you mentioned, Super Lazy Reflex doing so well. Kindness not giving up his position, staying very still, just using those nades to just annoy Super Lazy Reflex because he is the last player up. Doesn't want to give away his spot just yet. Can that nade get it done? Oh, baby! Absolutely pinpointed, hand-delivered grenades straight from Kindness. Wow. You got another? One more?
I didn't know we had
is that the 50
heat-seeking
cal?
missiles in PUBG Mobile, but right there confirms it, Hot Jukes.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Kindness. Gonna have to make a move on it because here comes the zone. 3 seconds left. The zone is closing. He's looking at it. And, oh, that's going to make things so much more difficult for Kindness. I think he has to eat some blue here and then hope that Super Lazy Reflex gets into a fight and he can kind of catch a third party. Nitro's not going to move a muscle. He's going to stay right there for a long time.
SLR walking right into the sight lines of YKG. I believe Joey was taken down right there. 24K still up, though. SLR going to be making the way downhill, using their smokes. They have so many great smokes here this game. But from behind, Kindness popping up like you said a couple moments ago, Hot Jukes. Eating the blue, but definitely playing spoiler to SLR right there.
Yeah, Kindness doing exactly what I thought he was going to do. Just eat a little bit of blue, buy himself some time, try to catch him. He did get one, but he wasn't able to make it off of that roof in time. But hey, well effort, good play there from Kindness. Does secure a, what is that, a third place finish for his team as well. So you know he's got to be happy with, I mean, it could have been fourth, but still some great points there from him. But now it's just K19 Nitro versus 3 players of Super Lazy Reflex. He does have the zone, but he's not at even getting any vision at all here. So he's playing this very, very quietly. I would have liked to see him lose a little bit of the blue zone and try to 3-peek it. But yeah, I guess he doesn't want to risk it at all. Super Race, they have to know where he's at.
Yeah, 14th coming in this match with 11 elims and 5 placement points. Massive game.
He pulled the pin. He pulled the pin. They're going to know that he's there now. 100%. Oh, what a nade, though. Does he have another one?
1v2.
Super Lazy Reflex is pushing on him one at a time, but they do have the grows. Here we go. Here we go. Beautiful jump just in time, and it's Super Lazy Reflex getting a much-needed chicken dinner right here, right now.
Must needed indeed, and it was actually kind of close, Hot Juke. You mentioned it. They were pushing in one at a time. They were able to take out 2, leaving it to a 1v1 at the very end. Like, they almost threw it. Not gonna lie, they almost threw it right there. So fortunate for them, they were able to take them out, get the dub, get the winner chicken dinner, and the 10 points to go with it. But they almost let it slip through their fingers here, Hot Jukes, and that has me big concerned. Big concern, man.
Oh yeah. Just a little bit of miscommunication, a little bit of overexcitement, and man, you could have just that little half second of just delay from working together and just pushing in one-on-one. And like, let's give an example. If he had a DBS rather than a UMP,
done.
That could have been real bad for Super Lazy Reflex. 100%.
Done. But they did. Coming on top. They got the win. They got the dub. Exactly what they needed. And I believe that win is probably going to be doubling their points overall, right? So maybe that's the game they needed, to kind of get that confidence back and that momentum. The juice is flowing once again on the squad as we continue with the rest of the day. One more game to go.
Yep. Well, we got one more match to go. Let's take a look here at the replays from the last one. Bayovsky with the bank shot. Beautiful grenade here. Beautiful grenades all day today here, Dave.
Grenade day, BM day, whatever you want to call it.
Grenade day, best day?
Best day. Casper day.
Casper day's a good day.
Don't walk up those stairs day. It's a lot of days. It's a lot of days, Hot Jukes. And you know what? You know what other day it is? It's Nesquik's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday to Nesquik once again, brother. I hope this year is better than your last. And Kindness, man, showing that I'm going to have a great year right here. Just absolutely dominating so many of these players.
This play in particular, I would have thrown the molly. You knew there was a player over there. You had a molly in the pocket. I mean, what are your thoughts? I feel like,
molly works. Molly works.
Definitely works. That's what I'm saying.
At the same time, it's a little bit risky in that situation because once you pull it, he had a DBS, so maybe he decides to go ahead and just pull out and try to shotgun you there for a second. So, I mean, you got to be able to make the play that you feel is the smartest.
Yeah.
But man, those
Phoenix
shotguns.
Esports.
Oh, look at this one. This one hurts to watch. Skipper, push the button right there. Boop. Oh,
Too slow.
too slow.
Too slow. Man. Too slow.
Punished.
Yeah.
That would have been so nice to see, though. Not gonna lie, it would have been so nice.
Yeah. We're seeing some really great plays though from almost every team. You know, every team having their moment. Talking about having your moment. Not sure the logic behind this one. Taunting kindness. Yeah.
Yeah.
You almost got taken out there.
The first place team versus the,
yeah. And we caught it on 4K. So that happened.
it was in fact caught in 4K. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That is for sure. But hey, the boldness, I appreciate it. It's a bold strategy. This is the strategy though that's not quite bold. It's just lazy in my opinion. You know, you don't really want to just full send it like that. You allow your gun skill to do some of the work. And they get taken out.
I think that play would have worked a little better if they wouldn't have crashed into the tree, because then there would have been an opportunity to get an actual run over, as they made that pull up. So also something to consider, because we've seen in comp like a lot of times how crucial. Oh, heat-seeking missile. Got him. How crucial like these vehicles could be when straight sending it on top of a team inside smokes. You never know. You might get a nice little run over in the process.
Yep, you definitely could. Definitely could. I like that effort there from Kindness at the end as well. Let's take a look here. It's just the top 8 here from that last match. Young Kings.
Young Kings.
Global, man. They're so good at putting themselves in great spots, right? Just getting in that early zone house and then having it just come to them. They just do it so well. Super Laser Reflex getting some much-needed points. I like to see K19 show up there in the top 4 as well.
So, Jukes, let me ask you, though. Young Kings Global versus Nova Esports NA. Who's better, man? I'm asking you the hard question because, it's the question that the chat's asking. Who's better? Who's
Nova.
just better?
Nova's better right now. Nova's better right now.
Okay.
Young Kings has potential, okay? Young King has potential. I think Young Kings make better decisions rotationally. I think they have a better map awareness of where to be and where that zone is going to be. But at the same time, Nova, you could just see their communication and just how they kind of work as a one-brain unit. I think they still have work to do as well, right? But I think they're just a little extra step ahead in that regard.
You know what? That's a hot take from Hot Jukes, and that's why I love asking you these questions, man. I definitely appreciate you right there. So let's bring in the others. I mean, can we ask them the question that everyone in the chat is asking? Who's better? Who's better?
Who's better?
Nova.
Who's
Young Kings.
definitively the best team in the tournament? The good news is, gentlemen, I'm not going to answer that right now, but we will have the answer to that question here in just a little bit when we go to the overall leaderboards. But before we go there, I want to chat with Neptura and essentially go over that last game. I saw a lot of grenades, I saw a lot of shotguns, I saw a couple of teams really sticking out like a sore thumb. But Neptura, break it down for us. What'd you see in Game 3 tonight?
Well, I mean, just like you said, a whole lot of nades. It was definitely the game of the nades tonight. Really, really, really cool stuff to see there. Right on the noggin as well. So many like headshots with those nades. Fantastic to see. But, Vikendi, it's all about positioning. I mean, Nova had that positioning. A lot of teams had it. Love to see SLR coming through with that. It was really, really fun to see them work as a team, especially when they came in between both Nova and who was it? Let me look at my notes very quickly. Oh, I don't have it. YKG, I think it was, yes. Coming in there, and that chaos, you had a lot of shots at a lot of different angles as the zone comes in, and they still held it together. They had 2 down, but they still got the job done. It was really, really a glimpse into how they're working as a team and how they're able to keep calm and keep just focused and going on. It was really, really nice to see. And BOPE as well, coming around on the outside with their team, with their squad, K19 doing a great job defending themselves. It was just a really, really fun game, a really insightful game to see how these teams are actually working amongst themselves in against each other. So really, really nice stuff coming in there.
No, I love the breakdown there, and our replay 18-wheeler is on fire at the moment. So I want to throw a couple stats at you for consumption here. Young Kings Global and Nova Esports, to me, obviously sticking out like a sore thumb as far as the activity, the damage output. SLR getting the much needed chicken dinner there, picking up those 10 rank points, right? But they did about 1,228 damage in that last game. That was SLR. 1228 is a respectable number for a game, but let's look at YKG at Young Kings Global. They did 2520, doubling up the chicken dinner winner, picking up 16 elims. So just a wild disparity as far as damage output between the Young Kings and SLR. But I do believe we do have the 18-wheeler extinguished off of fire, so we can probably throw it back over to Neptura for some replays.
Excellent notion. Yeah, I just wanted this bit here because I know it's painful. I'm so sorry to bring this back up. Yeah, you're right. You guys are right, because I had thought originally that, but I originally thought that he had ADS in, and that's just a big no-no when you first person close range like that. You just don't do it. But he actually didn't, so you know what? Y'all are right. It was just, he didn't press the button, and I don't know why. I don't think he quite was feeling kind of the angle he had there all of a sudden, so that's just a real shame. And if we can get to that other replay, I think it's, nope. We're going back to the 4. Let's go.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. So with that amazing breakdown, we've got Nova, we got Young Kings Global vying for a top spot on that leaderboard. And I think we should probably bring that leaderboard up so we can see who's actually getting it done right now. Let's go to the standings, baby. The overall so far for the Premier Division, and it's a close one. Nova just edging out Young Kings Global. It's a 5-point differential. But what I see in this table is I see 2 teams that are separating themselves, and I see everyone else. And everyone else still has a shot at obviously climbing their way back into it, but really keying on that 12th and 13th position right now. You've got Phoenix and you've got Team Mobility on the edge right now. What does Team Mobility need to do to get back into it, Neptura?
Oh, Team Mobility. Well, let me have a no, I think it's overall, it's gonna be, I feel like overall it's a passivity that we're seeing coming through from them. It's just, they're not super sure. I don't think they're not confident in their rotations. They're not super confident in their pushes for sure. They really just try and hold on to certain positions in zone. They try and be very passive with it. They're not very adventurous, and I'd love to see just a little bit more gumption coming in from them, a little bit more adventureness, whatever. Love to see a little bit more of that come through, a little bit more confidence, because they just need to up it just slightly.
I agree. Well, thanks for the breakdown so much. We'll be back with you after our 4th and final game tonight. We're just about to hop into our next game. Before we go there, though, we've got Team Mobility, like I said, just a little bit out of it right now. They got to turn up the tempo, and I want to say that the player on top of the winery that whole time, was it Nova? Remind me, Hot Juice.
Kindness.
Was it GK? It was Kindness.
Yep.
So that for me was kind of like the ideal situation, and it was an interesting play on that one because you're hanging out. Normally you'd be waiting for third parties, waiting for rank or whatever, but there were several opportunities to knock and finish despite giving your location away. I mean, sure, you're giving your location away, but you're getting that extra point, right? And so I feel like that level of aggression, you just need to pick that up across your roster a couple different times, and I think we might be all right, with Team Mobility trying to claw back into it. They just need 5 points, and they're qualified for the Premier Finals.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Team Mobility really need to step it up. One other team that I'm looking at, though, it's got to be the Chosen, dude. What is going on with them? They're in last place right now. Gaji, right? Dancing in the face of Kindness, getting his move on. I know sometimes you got to do it, but when you're in last place,
Yeah.
BB? What do you think about that?
I don't know, man. It's like doing a reverse dunk when you're like down by 40 in a game to close it out.
No.
I don't know. I mean, that might be a bad comparison. It might be like pointing at the outfield fence in baseball when you're down 11 in the 9th inning. Like, it's just happening right now out there. I love the spunk, right? I love the attitude. But I did expect more from Chosen at this point. The good news is, though, we still have a whole map to go. We've got Erangel coming up next, and this will close out our second week of play in the Premier Division. We take a peek at the performances across the evening so far. You'll notice Nova with a couple of top 3 finishes, but other than that, we've got a pretty good spread of teams that have had some variety there in the top 3 overall tonight. But one team that's been consistently performing pretty well tonight and has kind of turned the corner, I gotta go with BOPE, man. They've got the chicken dinner in the first game. They've been active, putting down a lot of eliminations, and they have really kind of sprung up the leaderboard. They're now sitting in the top 5 overall. So a tip of the cap to them, but it is time now for our 4th and final game of the day. Dave, we'll see you after the game. Me and Hot Jukes are going to take this one away. It's Erangel coming up next. And don't forget, follow Titan Series everywhere you can on social media because we got the goods coming for you. We'll be continuing to bring more details, more statistics, more action, so make sure you get over to the website and check that out as well. Hot Jukes, who are we looking at? Give me some predictions here for our 4th and final game. We missed the predictions before game 3. But now, who you got in this game?
Oh, let me think. Okay, Okay, you know what it's going to be? It's going to be the Panthers. It's going to be the Panthers. I know it's a crazy pick.
Panthers.
I know it's a crazy pick, but the reason why is because they're yo-yoing today. They started off strong, right? Bad game 2, medium game 3. So maybe 4th time's the charm. Last game. Could be it.
I hear you. It's a decent pick there. I like the Panthers. They seem to be a bit inconsistent so far, but they also were one of my, teams to keep an eye on. Like top 5 teams coming into this one. I was looking at the Panthers. One team that I don't know how they'll do in this game, but I want them to do well, and that's WALLSTREETBETS. I feel like they've had a little bit of a rough day, getting picked off early on Erangel, getting shot from a number of different ways from range, losing 3 players early. I know they're going to try to play a bit more, defensively, make sure they're not getting picked like that from range and flushed this time around. So I'm looking at WALLSTREETBETS to really kind of clean it up here. But if I'm going to go with a pick, if I gotta make a prediction,
tell me.
I'm looking at Dauntless. I'm thinking Dauntless is going to come in big game here to close things out for week 2. But that's the pick here.
I like Dauntless. I like Dauntless as a pick. I think they definitely have the potential to pop off at any point. Just little, I think, mistakes that they're making is what's kind of causing them to be in the position that they're in right now. But we got a nice northeastern zone here. Season 1 parachutes getting busted out. Love to see that. Hayuya with the Car 98 to start things off.
Why not?
Wow.
Let's get it popping. This man's had a day.
It's that kind of day. 100%.
Hayuya has been in the highlights a fair bit, man. Getting Dope Esports LLC on the board early on, and that is not how SLR, defending champs of, I guess, the Titan series. They just won the last game. That's what I mean by defending champs. But hey, man, this guy's got cash money everywhere. What was that?
Woo! Gotta be able to bust it out. I like how that one play where they just started punching everybody out of Miramar and the dog was just sitting there watching it.
It's like animal cruelty, just subjecting them to this.
He was just looking at it. He was like, "Oh, I want to go home." Well, the boxes were getting shot.
Indeed, this is interesting. We've got Trick sneaking up here, taking a peek at SLR. Is he going to engage? This seems like a little crazy, honestly. He's got no cover.
The confidence.
They're not going to take the bait, but maybe they might. Are they going to come back? Nope, they are heading off. I was like, dude, with the numbers there and with some decent loot, like one solo, I don't know, man. That's a bit scary. But then again, MEZEXIS has been a bit off today. Having a strong week 1, picking up the chicken dinner in a 2nd place in week 1, and then this week they've been the team that's been getting memed on like the entire night.
Yeah.
Wiped early, getting BM'd. Like, I don't know what happened to MEZEXIS between week 1 and 2, but something's changed.
Yeah, you know what? It's wild to see here week 2 versus week 1, just how certain teams have just obviously you see a big difference just in their play style, aggressiveness. I think Nova, we saw a nice solid jump up here. I think the only thing that's holding them back right now is themselves, just getting a little bit too overconfident. But I think that right now, if they're able to kind of just put their head down, just do what they know what to do, they should be able to bust out a great game. But at the same time, like you mentioned, we're seeing some squads just, I'm going to chalk it up to them just trying something new, just trying to put something new out. But at the same time, with this new point system, it's just so unforgiving.
It really is. I mean, if I'm looking at 3 teams right now, well, really 4 teams that, they got to pick it up on the consistency on where they're placing. Again, placement points aren't everything anymore, but when you look at those rank points, there's 4 teams right now across the 16 that are still in single digits across all 7 games. You've got the Chosen, who somehow only has 2 rank points across 7 games. Golden Eagles and the Panthers each have 3, and I would say that's probably a surprise from my perspective on both of those. The good news is for the Panthers is that they've got 27 elims to go along with those 3 rank points, so a real out-of-whack balance as far as their point distribution, which is fine. And then lastly, we've got Team Mobility with 7 rank points, and that's the team that's right on the edge. So while we put so much emphasis on eliminations and picking those up, I mean, it wouldn't hurt to hit a top 5 every once in a while.
I agree. Yeah. Bust out something big. Like a bike. Like a bike, people.
Like a pink bike.
Like a pink bike, man. Just, hey, mix things up and say, you know what? It's time to make some plays, baby. Last game of the day. I'm riding solo.
Heck yeah, man. We got the custom Titan Series branded bike with the streamers and the beads on the spokes rolling through the battlegrounds of Erangel.
That's what I'll talk about, baby.
Yeah.
No training wheels. No training wheels. They're taking off.
That thing is awesome.
They're vibing. Here goes K19. Trying to make some shots. Super Laser Reflex are going to get away on this one, so they're going to live to fight another day.
Man, look at the position of that tower. Oh, maybe not.
Oof.
Those were really close. He just needed one of those to land. That tower, though, being in the way and line of sight, like that saved the guy's life for sure.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, that was a done deal. Here's Gajier. Let's see if he's dancing or driving. I don't know what's happening. Maybe he's doing both right now. Hard to say.
Hey, who knows? But I'll tell you what. If you are going to just pop off and just do some crazy stuff by yourself, no better place to do it in the Titan series. Know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Put them stats up on the
Gathering
page.
a little bit of intel. He's checking out the town right now. Relaying back to his team who's somewhere, not with him.
He seems to be kind of doing his own thing right here, man. Not gonna lie. He said, you know what? I could do it all by myself. And the stats have been proving that. So maybe that's exactly what's in his mind. You know, he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna go out there and just do me. Just do me.
Supig with the creative driving here. That was an interesting entry for sure. We take a peek at the zone, and we're looking like we're skewing towards Stalber right now, and no team is currently up at the top of the mountain. But that is the direction we are headed as the next circle starts to close in. We got an interesting rotation coming from the northwest, it looks like. We've got Dope Esports over there, Dauntless, as well as Execute, all going to be rotating in, and I would assume they're all going to go north through shooting range Saberni. So I'm thinking whoever goes first has got a pretty good advantage to gatekeep those that are in behind. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on that northwest portion of the zone.
That's a good point. That is a really good point and absolutely true. The Golden Eagles busting out the nades. Oh, that could be a good one right down the trick. A laser
beautiful.
beam. Gorgeous nade.
That was a great nade. Yeah. That made me happy. Juicy.
Beowulf must be really happy right now. Switching to FPP, putting in some work. Golden Eagles finally winning a fight like this. They've been struggling for a while when it comes to these kind of fights. But now Remix, it's all up to him. And
woof. Say more. Yikes.
Yeah.
Well,
so Golden
that
Eagles
ends
continuing to have issues with the fights like that, unfortunately.
And the interesting part about that one, Juice, is that was MEZEXIS in Remix, and they have had their own struggles today in fights exactly like that. So that was one team trying to find some momentum, and it looks like MEZEXIS will make their way out of it, getting up on the leaderboards early with 4 points, losing a member in the process. That'll send Golden Eagles out early. Oof. And I gotta say, at this point, Golden Eagles are firmly, squarely in the hot seat because that concludes their 8th game and the second week of play, and they are sitting in 15th.
Oof. And not to mention, I mean, they went out first in match number 1, Erangel, too. So both Erangel matches for this week, Golden Eagles were the first team taken out. So that's gotta really hurt the morale. Hopefully they can do some good stuff and have their week off here and just come back into next week just really swinging because they need to.
100%. They're going to have to bring it. And, I do like the fact that they took the fight and tried to get those points going. It just wasn't meant to be. They caught a nade there, so I think they got to keep up the pressure, keep things moving, and not let the reset happen to where somebody can prime a grenade for 5 seconds and zero in on, a room where somebody might be hiding.
Yeah.
Easier said than done, though. It's a lot easier to armchair quarterback this from the caster desk than to be out there on the battlegrounds, so you got to tip your cap and respect them. At the same time, though, they definitely have their week cut out for them in week 4. Or week 3, rather.
Yeah, week 3 is going to be interesting. That's for sure. Well, we'll see right now what kind of plays rest of these teams are going to be able to make. As MEZEXIS, get a nice little bounce back themselves after struggling. So that's going to help them out. But, man.
Hey, they'll take it.
They'll take it.
They went from, top 2 in the leaderboards, day 1. All the way down to 9th, and not super far ahead of number 12 there, where the cutoff is. Cutoff right now is 30 points overall.
Wow.
And there are literally 6 teams between 30 and 40.
Ooh.
So anybody's game. It just takes one to pop off here.
I really can't wait to just see how these finals are going to look. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my goodness.
Oh, it's insane.
Could you imagine?
I got to give a tip of the cap and a little shout out as well to one of the challenger teams. And it's actually kind of an interesting storyline. From what I understand, WallStreetBETS picked up the roster, or the former roster of Fears of God, which is a challengers team. Fears of God picked up a new roster, played in Challengers League this week, and absolutely slayed. 2 chicken dinners, finished on top in elims almost every game, and they've shot all the way to the top of the leaderboards in the Challenger division, looking like they might be squeaking into those Challenger finals and challenging for one of these spots in the Premier finals. So that's going to be an interesting one to watch.
Oh, yeah.
So shout outs to Fears of God.
Man, they're going to come in heavy. They're going to come in heavy in the Premier finals, and that's something that I'm going to keep a close eye on here. I'm excited for it. I'm pumped. I can't wait to see if one of these Challenger teams actually take the whole thing. I'm going to scream. I'm going to scream.
Yeah.
It's possible. It's totally possible. Jeez Louise. All right, well, getting back to the game here. Take a look. Everything's just starting to slow down a little bit. I like the fact that we're starting to see that here in the last game, because I think teams are really realizing the pressure, because overall, I think we saw a lot more aggressiveness today, especially in that start, early game, mid game. Now, teams are slowing down, for the Golden Eagles. But, they're all just wanting to make sure they put some big points up on the board for next week.
Absolutely. Putting those big points up today has been BOPE, man. I've been proud of them. I wasn't sure after that first week how they were going to kind of shake things out, but they responded in a big way this week, and they're looking to do the same thing. The one little wild card that I see is Trip is all over the place doing something wild at all times, and so that for me is the wild card. He seems to be the guy that tries to push and instigate the action, and that can go kind of one of two ways sometimes. So keep an eye on them and see how Trip is able to get those openers. But again, I'm rooting for BOPE.
BOPE is definitely a team that I want to see perform well here, because they have been in such great positions, but I think they're just a little late to flip that aggressive switch. So I want to see them finally get that timing right and execute on it. And if it just goes really well, then I know that they're going to kind of have that in their mind going forward. I think they're just waiting for that one moment to do it and it actually work out.
That'll work. Look at this golden car. Man, that thing's kind of cool.
Sheesh.
It's cute. It's cute.
It ain't no, PB
honestly,
you ass, but
yeah, right. Honestly, Execute's been kind of quiet this week.
I think, I think so too.
Yeah, I mean, they had some good moments, especially Casper with the DBS getting that two-piece after, his buddy got grenaded. But other than that, I can't recall seeing Execute much in the mix of it. So I'm hoping to see maybe a little bit more from them this week. And I also don't recall, is Tensa on the Battlegrounds this week?
Oh, I haven't seen Tensa.
Have you seen that name? Because I haven't.
I haven't either.
I don't know if he's suiting up tonight.
Yeah, maybe who knows, something could have gone down. That's how it would be.
Oh, 100%. It's that time of year, man.
Yep.
There's no roster locks or anything like that for PMPL. And I know trades and acquisitions and new signings are flying. So who knows? We'll try to keep you abreast of all the news and whatnot in the Titan series.
But you better get that done quick, and you better get it locked down, because Nova's a squad that has had that roster for quite a while, and they are putting in work here. right now, shutting this push down really well.
Wow. That was really well done.
He's right on time.
Canary rolls in. Yeah, right? Rolls in just a little late there. No big deal.
He's like, don't worry, boys. I got you. Never mind.
Guys, I'm here.
I want to see the fourth player just coming out right now. Come on. Send in the buggy, baby. Let's go.
Man,
Literally running in the opposite direction.
It was good thoughts, but it's just the timing, you know.
shot.
Sometimes, does Nova chase here? Do they go for this extra elim?
Why not?
I think they do.
Take
I
it.
think they do. It's
Take the
one man
point.
running. I mean, what's gonna happen?
Well,
I'd say you mount up, mount up, 2 vehicles, get a gunner in each, and just mow this man down.
Oh my goodness, dude. You hate to see it. Run for your life. MEZEXIS. Oh, our top squad now having to defend against MEZEXIS. Beautiful pre-nades here. We're seeing a lot of that, and it's really just shutting down these pushes. As the rest of MEZEXIS, wow, putting in the work here. Remix finally gets taken down, and that's going to really eliminate the push. As that last player from MEZEXIS looks like he just ran down that hill completely.
Joey's holding strong on the off angle. We got a third party to watch out for. I believe it's MEZEXIS rolling up.
Uh-oh.
Or not. They're rolling out. That was who they was fighting, but it looked like they're repositioning here, but they're going to run into Nova.
Gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. Inactive trying to survive, and QZ is gonna take him out the vehicle real quick. Nova, 7 points on the board. Young Kings with 6. I mean, these two squads are really just putting a stamp on the Titan series so far, at least for this league.
Pedal to the metal, baby.
Let's go.
Pedal to the metal.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with the Young Kings. They were all I know is I touched up a lot of the team logos. I know I did a lot of the getting things prepped right before, and Young Kings was the last team that kind of entered, and it was like, okay, we're rolling like in a few hours, and they're like, yeah, new team name, new logo, but we got a designer kind of working on our logo. It'll be in soon. Production's like annoyed and all that, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to make a logo real quick. And so I did the YK with the crown in like 2 minutes. And then it stuck. They were like, yeah, just keep it. So a little behind the scenes for you. So Young Kings, I got a personal investment in that team right now.
All right.
I'm rooting for them.
Hey, the work has been done. All right. PB put in the work for you. And I know for a fact, for everybody watching out there, what he just said right now was a lot harder than you think it was. Okay.
No, bro, it's writing YK with a font and then putting a crown from the internet on it. It was no big deal. We got it done, but tried to make it look half decent.
Scoured the internet for that crown. Scoured.
I typed crown, and then I looked with my eyeballs, and then it was there, and I was like, "Yep, that one.
That's the crown, baby. Let's go. Look at that, making the logos out here." That is how you get
the other thing I want to do for this region, for any team that's trying to find their footing. I want to help them with the branding, kind of put their best foot forward, if possible. I'm not guaranteeing it for everybody, but at the same time, we want to get everybody looking sharp. When they get out there on the big stage, they're really looking fresh.
That's what I'm talking about. Ain't nobody else doing that here in this community, guys. I can't wait to see when they do the open signups for season 1. They better be absolutely filled to the brim with squads. I know what's going to happen here because this is the place to be if you're an NA anybody. Let's see how the Chosen are going to be able to bounce back. Just a rough tournament so far overall. They just seem so disorganized.
I don't know what's going on, man. I see Casper and Fate in the kill feed right now. Execute, getting in, making some noise. We also have, it looks like Team Mobility here starting to creep in. But again, they're slow to move right now, preferring to let the other teams rotate first. So Dope and the Chosen both going to go secure some spots probably in the zone ahead of Mobility. I don't know if it's going to be the play or not. We'll see. They've been good at keeping up 4 players until late in the games, but then it seems to fall apart due to position. So I'd love to see them rotate earlier and start, establishing their foundation and fortifying their defenses. But, we'll see if that strategy pays off. The good news, though, is Team Mobility was 5 points out of 12th place, and that is the cutoff for making the Premier Finals. They have scored 5 so far in elims this game, so that closes the gap, and it's all about rank and what happens throughout the remainder of this game. And we'll see if they're able to catch Phoenix, who did pick up 2, but they are out at this point.
Wow. Let's see how these players are going to be able to hold it down. So the Chosen are outside of the zone. There's only one player up left, trying to survive, put some points on the board. But Team Mobility Gaming, they really need these points bad. Trying to throw some smokes out and get this res. But man, the pressure that is being applied is just too much.
Watch Nova on the hard flank here. They're on the Overwatch.
My goodness.
GK just raining it down.
And look at their aggressiveness with their shots. It's so crazy that even just trying to put suppressive fire feels dangerous. Oh, but look at that shot from Blinky. That was on the money.
That was clutch for the return. It's going to make, you can see KK Love there have to retreat a little bit. They were going to do the drive-through, but immediately peeled off. Rather than get disjointed and not have the support, Nova having to pick up GK to get him back in the fight. This is what I'm talking about, though, with Team Mobility. You know, now they're against the blue zone, back against it, having to rotate in and having to fight through squads. Whereas if they would have left, Dope Esports isn't having the same challenge. Dope, you can see in the kill feed right now, killing Team Chosen, which is exactly the team that they just rotated past. So you could kind of see this developing. Got to get that position and establish yourselves.
Oh, but I saw that 2-4 headshot from Pew in the feed. So we're seeing some snipes coming up here in the late game. I love to see that. Here comes Dope Esports. Got to keep an eye on one position. I'd rather see them focus on their backs right now. You want to make sure your back is clear before you start focusing inside. And there goes Pew from Team Mobility. They're going to go out. They got 7 points, though, on the board, so that's good for them.
Hey, that closes the gap.
Yep,
they did pick up 8th place, which I believe is worth 1.
Yeah, 1 point.
I think 7th and 8th point. And they did pick up 5 more elims than Phoenix, so that should move to 12th place to close out the week. So we'll obviously wait for the official scoring, but just doing the quick maths back of the napkin here. Team Mobility just did enough to squeak into qualification for those Premier Finals, so you love to see it.
Look at this nade from Nemesis. Back of the buggy just to get a little bit of extra vision. Fears is going to pull up on him. Jumps off all the way down. Catches him. Trying to go for the thirst quickly. Can't get it done.
Outnumbered. Outnumbered. Bro, that was an insane lead into that fight.
It was cheeky.
Young Kings, though. Bro. Young Kings is angling here for another meal at the end of this one. Another dinner of chicken.
Man,
de pollo.
And they're already eating, bro. They're comiendo real good right now. K19 try to put some points on the board with their last 2 members up. Barely holding on to the edge of the zone. Execute has the gun skill. I know they do. But, you know, they just look, again, just that synergy needs to happen. That communication needs to get dialed in. Because it looks like some of their players are just not on the same page. Casper's going to go down to that nade. But they do have some smokes up, so they should be able to get this res.
They should. We're down to just a few teams with any sort of strength remaining. Nova and WUMAVI trying to hold on. And Nova, man, they are putting pressure on the Young King. I mean, wow, look at these shots. Joey lasering across the map. And here's the push. Look at that.
Instant push. I love it so much.
The timing on that was just bang, bang, power bang. You done did it. Young Kings overtaking Nova right there, and full strength to boot. 12 elims with 4 up going into this final circle. 4 teams alive.
That's bang squared right there. Bang squared. No messing around. I love how they kept Joey back just to add that suppressive fire just in case something went wrong. They had a player shooting to cover for him, and those other 2 just pushed up. They secured that whole entire area. And now they're just big chilling, ready to stand up and start finishing this game off.
And I agree. Despite, you know, Joey, for example, not being in the lead charge, he's still absolutely slaying. You've mentioned him being your favorite player a few times now. And,
yes, you
know, like last game, for example, he led all players with 982 damage. Pretty impressive. One of only 2 players over 900. The other was Kindness from Nova. So stats are coming out, and the Young Kings and Nova dominating the top of those leaderboards as well. The top 3 all in Young Kings or Nova as far as damage.
I love it. I love it so much. Oh
Nova's
my goodness.
out. They
Just
picked
getting-
up some more elims there. Whew. And they got the points locked in at 16. Wow. Here we go.
Here we go. Last game. Last
Buckle
game
up.
of the day. Ken. Dope. Hold on. Gets ran over. Oh, are they going to just be toxic with Bray? They're going to say, you know what? It's done for. The Young Kings. 27 points. And that logo looks good, PB. It looks real good.
Kings, baby. Dang. That is something else. I will say, Young Kings doing work. Absolute work in that game, picking up on the elims. Nova trying to put some distance between them and the Young Kings. It didn't work. Nova goes out in, I believe, third place there. Young Kings just really finishing strong, and I think that might be enough to kind of overtake Nova going into the final qualifier, which is going to be taking place next week. Juice, how did you feel about game number 4 here today? That was bananas.
That was beautiful. It had some snipes at the end, some more crazy nades, and then the Young Kings just put in that stamp saying, hey, we came here to play. I love to see it because you know what? There's always... I like to see a team that once they realize that they have that momentum and the game should be theirs, they just stand up and they put so much pressure that no matter what you do, you can't even move. Like, you don't even want to stand up and try to shoot back because you can't. And that's exactly what they do, and they just take that game. And I believe that's a new record, right? I believe so.
I believe so. That was quite a performance, I will say. And, you know, another shout to Team Mobility for doing, I think, just enough to squeak in. We'll have the rankings here shortly. But first, let's check out the replays from game number 4. It started off hot with an amazing nade here from Beowulf. Just some good plays all around, but it was short-lived because Beowulf got found here shortly. The heads-up plays by MEZEXIS able to win that fight. But again, a little bit of an issue on the timing here from old Phoenix Esports, Juice.
Yeah, that's a little bit tough for them. Pew! Oh, here we go! Ah! There it is! M24, straight to the dome. Love to see some of that.
I was hoping we'd catch that one.
Oh.
I was hoping we'd catch it.
Had to see one. That's a good extra. That's a big one on my bingo card right here for the Titan series. Seeing that headshot. Wow, nice shots back and forth. The Chosen still, I don't know. I can't wait to see what they can do coming up, man, because they've had a rough tournament so far.
They have that shot onto GK by TMG actually cost them. So balloon there, and here comes the ensuing battle. Here, KK Love able to hold serve, and this little dismount here, buggy. Impressive
nice.
As heck, but just too much firepower here for the Young Kings, and they overwhelm Nemesis on the side of the hill.
Yeah, I mean, this squad works so well together. Once they smell that blood in the water, they bite down and they do not let go. Look at these shots from Joey. All the way downtown, just
look at the timing.
Nowhere to hide.
How quick did they react? I mean, they were in the car, pedal to the metal. The second Joey got those knocks, and you saw them finish Fate very quickly from Execute. We'll pull up the standings here. And with the chicken dinner and the most elims, Young Kings putting on a clinic. 27-point game here. And they stretch the lead by 11 points that they have on Nova. So really impressive stuff from our top 8. Mobility, though, the clutch one right there at number 5. But take a look at the bottom here. We've been talking up BOPE today. They did not deliver in this one. And neither did the Wall Street Bets, having a very difficult game. Dauntless, my prediction, not able to come through in the clutch in game number 4 today on Erangel. But, yeah, it is what it is. So that is your 4th and final game. I would love to chat with our other caster and our analyst and talk about this 4th game, because I felt it was exciting. There was a lot of stuff happening. First, let's go to Neptura. Talk to us about this Erangel matchup. What did you see? We saw 2 of the same teams once again. Was there anything deeper that you might have paid attention to?
Yeah, a couple of things. I'm seeing YKG, actually, the Young Kings, really giving us a good example of what it is when you say, you know, don't push if you don't have to, don't rotate if you don't have to. They had such a good compound. It continued to be in zone, then on the edge of zone. And it's such a good compound to defend. So they knew that they didn't have to go anywhere. They had a good spot in zone. They had that high ground. They could defend that compound really easily, farm those kills from those pushes that were coming onto them. Then when they had to, they already had that momentum. They had that confidence from getting so many kills, getting those eliminations. They knew exactly when to time it. They timed it to perfection. On to, who was it? Somebody. Am I muted? No. Okay. But yeah, it was
We were going to let you
really
go
good.
this entire time.
Imagine.
And then tell you after you were done. We were thinking like in a few minutes, we'd be like, hey, by the way, you're muted.
Yeah.
But hey, we got a replay ready. Let's throw it back to Neptune now that she knows she's hot mic ready to go. And we'll check out what happened in game 4.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Yeah, look at this. I mean, the Young Kings just pushing it through. Yeah, and then this right here, they're just pushing it straight through. You love to see that confidence. I think Hot Jukes really touched on that in the live there. But yeah, I mean, Dope rather, doing some really good stuff there, but I would have liked to see initially, because there was a little bit of a pause there before the Young Kings really started going for it for those final few eliminations. I would have liked to see Dope actually push a little bit more, get a little bit of that pre-aggression going, just to put the Young Kings on defense a little bit. But it was so good from the Young Kings. Love to see that aggression. And again, like Hot Juke said, you know, once you've got that ball rolling, it's really hard to stop them when they've, you know, all that buggy and the communication going. It's just insane. So it's really hard to stop it. And Young Kings did fantastic.
It really was. Well, thank you for joining us on the desk this week, Neptura. It's great to have your
Absolutely.
presence here once again, breaking things down for us. Again, big round of applause. And I want to point out some things that I noticed as well from that last game and how it kind of manifested in the leaderboard. You saw me call it out during the game, which was timely rotations and getting to the spot early.
Yeah.
You saw Dope start to rotate out early, and when it was them, when it was Chosen, when it was mobility, you saw what that did for Dope Esports LLC. They made it all the way to the final circle, ended up with a second place finish there. Every other team was basically either severely weakened or wiped immediately. And it was just about who's going to move first and who's going to get to the spot first. So trying to disengage sometimes, start that and cover yourself, I think is so key. Dope did it great in that last game and ultimately got the points to pay dividends there. So that's all I got for you tonight, Neptura. We'll have you back next week if you're so willing to come back. But again, big thank you for joining us on the Titan series. Well, we'll say goodbye to you for now and wrap this thing up. And before we go, I gotta think we gotta take a peek at the overall standings.
Yeah.
And see how that looked. Before we go there,
Okay.
throw it up whenever, production team. But Dave, I didn't go to you yet for your thoughts on that last game. What are you thinking, man? Like, again, two teams really sticking out here in Nova and the Young Kings. What are we missing though, man? Put it together for us. Give us a hot take from Hot Jukes, but hot Dave.
Hot Dave.
From Dave.
A hot Dave.
Thank you, PB.
Yeah.
I didn't know you looked at me that way. I appreciate it. But Forged in Fire, am I right? Forged in Fire. The Titan series has been exciting to watch here so far. We had Vikendi today. That's what I want to put out. We had Vikendi back in the mix here, man. Spicing it up. My favorite map in the game. And I was eating my popcorn while casting. I had a great time. But yeah, I love Nova Esports. They've been a staple within the scene for the longest. And they're showing up on the overall leaderboards, popping up, and really putting on a nice show for all the other teams to look at, study, and try to obtain to be like one day. But the Young Kings, man, the new blood on the block, man, at the top here, PB, at the top here. I love the kind of rivalries we're starting to see, too, between, like, the top teams on leaderboards, the middle teams. We saw so much BM today with the crates, the punch-outs. Like, this series as a whole has just been one heck of a show, and it's only just started.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It only just started.
Wild.
I'm excited. So big thank you to the chat also for all the nice words. I see kind of, we got the delay, so it's like I can't address you in real time, but I see it. I just want you to know that. We appreciate the support. We appreciate the acknowledgments and definitely want to see that continue moving forward. Let's go ahead and bring up our results here for the day. Here are the maps that we played. Y'all were pretty familiar with that. We see some familiar names there now with Nova making 3 appearances in the top 3, securing 2/3 and a first. We also see the Young Kings and Dope and K19 also making 2 appearances of their own. I think some teams are starting to try to make some statements, Hot Jukes.
Absolutely, they did. I mean, Young Kings especially just showed that, hey, if you give us the zone and we got all 4 up, we're winning that game. Nova, in the same way, I think they made a couple little simple mistakes. Hopefully they go and learn from it here, because you know what? The Young Kings are up on top now, baby. But hey, Nova is right on their tail here, BB.
Oh, they are indeed. You can see those two have separated quite a bit. I think it's safe to say they're going on to the Premier Finals. Everyone else, though, well, maybe there's a few, execute Dauntless. They're probably all right too. But everyone else, you're on notice. You got some work to do. We need to secure that spot for the Challenger Finals and the Premier Finals. That's going to be going down in week number 4. But in order to get there, if you guys recall, the top 12 from the Challenger Finals join the bottom 4 of the Premier in the Challenger Finals. And the top 4 from there will join the Premier top 12 in the Premier Finals. So literally anybody can still take the championship of Premier, can get that prize pool that we talked about. But really, at this point in both divisions, it's just get the top 12 and we'll figure out the rest later, right? So, we saw tight competition down there. Any teams in the bottom 4 right now, Jukes, that you feel really, have not put their best foot forward so far, but also that you think has a high likelihood of just snapping in week number 3 to get back into it? Those teams are the Chosen, Golden Eagles, the Panthers, and Phoenix Esports at this point.
I mean, first off, seeing the Chosen all the way in dead last is just a big question mark for me. I don't know what the heck is going on with them. I see, their top player just dancing in the middle of the field, like when they're all the way down. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully they can snap out of it here in the last week. The Panthers is like a stab in my chest right here to see them so low on the leaderboard. So those are 2 teams that I really think have that potential, because we've seen it in the past. At the same time, I mean, everybody that is here in the Premier League, they are here for a reason, right? So hopefully these teams at the bottom do their homework, and I want to see surprises. I want to see like Phoenix just go nuts. I'll be excited for any of the teams at the bottom to really do that. I love an underdog story. I love seeing that.
100%. Dave, what about you? Any of those teams kind of catch your eye as a team that you think has a chance to pop off in week 3, secure their spot in the Premier Finals, and don't have to go through the potential relegation of being in the Challenger Finals? Who's it going to be?
Yeah, I'm going to call it the only team that Hot Jukes didn't call out there. That's the Golden Eagles. I think they have what it takes, but what they have to do is stop dropping on other squads' drop spots. Just let their ego go, drop somewhere that's free and clear, get that early game loot, and then set up shop. Then look to make these rotates the third party, the plays. So I think if the Golden Eagles can correct their drop spots next week, top 12, easy.
Ooh.
I like it. Throwing my hat in the ring, I'm going to look at the Panthers. You got to turn it around. You guys are better than this. You got this. And I also want to put a team on notice, and super lazy Reflex, currently sitting in 11th overall. They've only got a 2-point lead over 12th spot right now. They just won a chicken dinner tonight, so they also have some immense skill, and I'm hoping that they can start putting a little padding between them and the teams behind them in week number 3. But that is going to do it for this second week of the Premier Division for the Titan Series. Thank you guys so much for joining me both on the desk. We've had Hot Jukes tonight, as well as Mustache Dave. Natura joining us as an analyst. Big props to all of them. Make sure you follow them all on socials. We are going to get out of here, though, for tonight. Make sure you go over to titanseries.gg for all of the latest statistics, player stats, team stats, etc. Enjoy your evening. This is Power Bang, and I will see you guys next week. Take care.